Welcome to our Rolemaster actual play session. Twilight of the Old Order and Ain't No Place for a Hero are two campaigns currently co-joined, set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. In this gritty, cutthroat world, politics, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 121 of Twilight of the Old Order and episode 98 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. The two parties have been reunited and are now neck deep in the middle of a dangerous mission on a forgotten, dismal island. We rejoin our heroes after some daring, nail-biting scouting ahead by Nicholas. Hello, I'm Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and welcome to our story, or rather, stories. And those two stories are Twilight of the Old Order and Ain't No Place for a Hero. Two campaigns set in the world of Duranarki. 6 characters in one campaign, 7, a whopping 7 characters in the other, that have come together. The stories have interwoven, and there are the 13 characters on screen. In a second or two, I'm going to ask the players of that abundance of characters on screen to introduce their characters and then answer a character development question. Before I do, my regular shout-outs to our kind viewers, people that follow us, people that give us encouragement, suggestions, thoughts, advice, etc., and just general feel-good factor. Thank you very much for your support. Really is appreciated. I'll just say to anybody who's either stumbled across this video for the first time, or perhaps you've watched 2 or 3 of our sessions, and you're enjoying it. You know, you're getting something out of it. You're finding the story entertaining. You're loving the characters and the players behind those characters. If you are enjoying it, would really appreciate either a like down below, or even better, a subscribe. It really does help the channel grow and help other people like you find the stories that we're telling. Right, enough from me. I'm going to hand over to the players now to quickly introduce the characters that they're playing this evening.
Hi, I'm Pete, and in this episode I'll be playing Leif. Leif is a half-elf warrior mage, which means he uses weapons as well as magic. He's a friendly fellow, very empathetic, and a really kind member of the party.
Kia ora, I'm Mason, and for this episode I'm playing Demos. He's a very attractive, very hunky, very buff mixed man. Really great with his spear and shield, and he can whip out some swords if he needs to. He's not the most intelligent person, but he makes up for it with a lot of kindness, a lot of gentleness, except for when he's fighting. And he's been with the party for a little while, has thoroughly enjoyed his time with them, is very much looking forward to saving the world. And on the side, he is looking and hoping to find his long lost sister that was kidnapped a long, long time ago.
Hi, I'm Graham. I play Nyathonal Sherakir. She is a Magent, which is a mix of stealthy skills, fighting skills, and magic skills, mentalism, magic of the mind. She is a complex character, something of a religious fundamentalist who believes in assassination as a sacred endeavour. She keeps that well hidden, however. She is a dab hand with a short sword and uses her magic and sneaky ability to good use in sneaking up on her adversaries.
Hi, my name's Giles, and for this episode I'm playing Tarquin. So Tarquin is a young, ridiculously good-looking half-elf. During his early life and adolescence, he's been well trained in the gentle arts of thievery, charming others using his remarkably good looks, and of course, violence. He is in his own way a religious man, and he's out looking for some understanding as to what's happened to his homelands.
Kia ora, I'm Alex, and for this episode I'm playing Keros. Keros is a young North woman. She's a weather mage, a pretty powerful weather mage with some very cool spells. She's quite sweet and kind, a bit emotionally labile, but wears a heart on her sleeve and a strong moral compass. She also has a companion, a cat called Victory, who's a very important member of the party. And Victory was rescued, oh there's Victory, a wee while ago from impending doom.
Hello, I'm Graham. I play Etienne Gilderflower. He is a genitrist, which is a type of paladin or holy warrior. He follows the teachings of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, and he believes that her will leads him on, and he makes decisions based on the dreams he receives or thinks he receives from his goddess. He has joined the party on a mission to, as he understands it, to save the old order, the world as they know it. He is a very charming, very good-looking man, a very eccentric man, speaks in riddles and rhymes most of the time, but he believes in a higher purpose. He's a very dab hand with a sword, usually found in full plate.
Kia ora, I'm Pete and I'll be playing Mithan in this episode. Mithan is a ranger. She's a high man. She's pretty good at outdoor skills and she's a pretty good archer. She's not a people person. She doesn't really care about people's feelings, although she's beginning to in this party.
Hi, I'm Aidan and I'm playing Grey. Grey is a very handsome half-elf who doesn't really believe in wearing shirts. He's constantly just displaying his body all the time, which, you know, he's got it, so he's flaunting it. He's got a bit of a tragic backstory. Pretty much everyone he's ever really cared about has been murdered brutally. But despite that, he's still a lovely guy. He's very caring, cares a lot about his teammates and also animals, loves animals, as he is a beastmaster. So he has the power to kind of, I don't know, not control, well, he can control animals, but he can also kind of interact with them and understand them and get them to help him do what he needs to do. When he's not using his magic, he is a bit of a dab hand with an axe. He is very good at chopping things, chopping enemies, and also good with a little bit of stabby and a crossbow as well. He has a bird called Wingy that is his best friend that needs to have a bit more of a story, I guess. She'll come into it a bit more like down the road, I think. Yeah, that's Grey.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I play Severin Kaidegard, who is a human swordsman, a dab hand at the sword. He's spent his whole life training in swordsmanship. He is a very charming fellow and fancies himself as a bit of a leader.
Hi, I'm Stara. I play Jada. She's a 6'7" Arab-looking woman. She fights with a quarterstaff, but not often because she's a healer. She grew up in a monastery where they adopted her, and she has just been taught how to heal, do martial arts. That's all she's done her entire life.
Hello, I'm Graham, and I'm playing Tanya Anastasia, who is an elven hunter. Dab hand with a bow. She has some outdoor skills, some very adept sneaky skills, and is an interesting personality, a little bit spiky, a little bit difficult to know, but inside, a good egg.
Kia ora everyone, my name's Anthony, and for this episode I'm playing Ascallion, or Askell for short. He's a tall half-elf warrior mage who comes from the port city of Shabibi, and accordingly his favourite weapon is his ornate cutlass. As a warrior mage, Askell combines his offensive and defensive spells along with his prowess with his cutlass and in unarmed combat.
Kia ora, my name's Pete, and I'll be playing Nicholas in this episode. Nicholas is a common man and a mentat by profession. That means he is a spell user, and he uses spells from the mentalism realm. Nicholas is a quiet and sort of unassuming sort of fellow. He doesn't like to draw attention to himself.
There we go. Those are the characters and the players, in fact, who will delight, enthrall, and otherwise entertain you for our session tonight. I'd now like to hand over to the players to very quickly answer a character development question. I send these out a few days before we play, and the idea of these questions is it helps the players of the characters just understand their alter egos, their avatars a bit more, and it helps me as the GM and the other players that they play with as well, just understand their character a bit better. And tonight, we're starting with Mason. Mason, take it away, please.
Thanks, Chris. Hello. So my question tonight for Demos is, which party member's past intrigues you the most? It's probably Mytharn's, weirdly. He just finds her so fascinating, and just he's learned like bits and pieces about her past, but just always wants to know more. He just finds her, just such an interesting person to be around and to fight alongside, and because her manners so not something he's used to. I guess. Yeah, so that's him. I will pass over to Graham.
Graham.
Thanks. Just to start with Severin, the Twilight Party, and actually Tanya at the same time. Which party member challenges your belief the most? I would say Jada, because she has some very strong beliefs, and she's always been a bit of a check on what the party are up and doing, and whether it's the right thing to do, and there's a lot of praying that goes on. So I guess she would be, she doesn't necessarily challenge anyone, but they would feel kind of checked by that and maybe consider things from a different perspective. Conversely, Nyathanor would probably find Leif challenges her beliefs the most, because he's generally kind of good-hearted chap, and she might think, she thinks he's a decent person, and there's maybe a slight bit of self-examination where she thinks, maybe I'm not. There's something going on there, certainly. And in terms of Etienne, the same question. His beliefs really are beyond challenging. He's on a mission, and he's very sure of himself. So over to Aiden.
Didn't get a chance to show Etienne. That's Etienne, by the way. Thank you, Aiden.
Hello. My question for Gray is, who are you most intrigued by in terms of their past? And for Gray, that would definitely be Karios, because he's intrigued by everything to do with Karios, and he'd love to learn more about her, and for her to learn more about him. That's what he'd want. And I guess I'd love to hear from Pete.
Thank you. For the lovers in the air with that one. For the Hero Party, I'd like to answer for Leif and Mythan together. Which party members past intrigues you the most? Well, unsurprisingly, both of them were wanting to know a lot more about Tarquin. I think that goes sort of without saying. As the newest party member, they're not particularly trusting people. Not even Leif. But beyond that, I would say Leif also finds Etienne's past interesting, actually. Just sort of how someone can be so sure of themselves, basically. And Mythan would also find Nyathanor's past very hard to grapple with, I think. That's sort of quite mysterious. And also for Mythan, it'd be quite odd to have sort of any sort of regard, especially, from Demos. It'd be quite an odd dynamic, I think. For Nicholas, he finds, for the same question, he's intrigued and wants to know more about Askel's past. There's certainly something going on there. I think we've started to get hints of it, but yeah, he would certainly want to know more out of interest, but also out of safety.
Cool.
Can we please hear from Anthony, please?
Yeah, for Askel, have you ever put the party in danger due to a personal secret? Yes, he has. Just recently in Jedi Ratana, he had to go off and do a little task, and and there's a risk of if he got caught or something happened there, that could have come back on the party quite heavily. For Jada, what party member intrigues her the most? It's definitely Tarquin. Obviously, he's just arrived and appeared. We've rescued him. But then the fact that he's slit someone's throat so quickly is quite against Jada's healing as a lay healer and saving non-infidels, etc. But so she's very intrigued about his background. Where's this going to go? Is he just a butcher? Not sure. But that's Jadar's.
Excellent. Who would you like to hear from?
I think Alex Kiros.
Thank you. Keros has obviously had a little giggle and blushed a little bit, and very happy to share her past with Gray, perhaps her present and future as well. Yeah, there's quite a few. She's not probably overly interested in the boys' pasts, but she's overly interested in their present. But anyway, that is not her question. Her question is, do you feel that all party members contribute equally? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that they contribute what they can to each situation, but that may not be equal. It's not split, right? Everyone's not giving 100%. Everyone's giving 100%, but it's based on their skills. So, and depending on the situation. So she thinks people do what they can do within their scope in that particular situation. So, yes and no. But nobody slacks off, or nobody's like trying to catch somebody else out or set somebody else up, I guess.
That you know of.
Yeah, well, she's not strategic, she's not devious, she's an open book. What you see is what you get, and she applies that to other people, characters, and she wouldn't think that way.
Right.
She just wouldn't think that way of people.
Cool. Yep. Cool.
Some may say naive.
Cool.
Yeah. Is that every...
No.
Giles, please.
Lucky last. So very quickly, which party members intrigue you the most? It's probably Jada. Just joined the party, one of the first characters Tarquin met, and is interested. The fact she's quiet, timid, but clearly holds a certain aura that holds people to bay, and was slightly off-put by her apparent dislike of his dispatching of an enemy. Which party member challenges your belief the most? Well, Tarquin and Etienne have a past, which is both close but also very challenging, and Tarquin's very aware of that. And I think that's everyone, Chris.
It is. Thanks, Charles. Excellent. Well met all. Well met indeed. And there they are. There are the players and the characters in all their glory. I would just say, why is my Discord not showing up there on screen? That's interesting. Just as a quick aside, Mason, you mentioned, that Demos found M.E.R.P particularly intriguing. This is the second time in our games that M.E.R.P has made an appearance. Just in case others hadn't picked this up. So in real time, in 2013, 2014, I ran a game with Pete and some other people in Wellington, and that was the first time that M.E.R.P appeared in a game. That was 20 years ago in game time. So, yeah, so Mithan has been quite a constant, fair to say. And she is a bit older, well, she's 20 years older. And Pete, you actually aged her photograph a bit. I think you aged her by a chunk. So, yeah, just interesting that you call her out in particular, Mason, because, yeah, Mithan's been around. She had an interesting past. Very good. So that is the team. Well met, one and all. Well introduced, and good stuff with answering those questions. So, first and foremost, I just realised I didn't switch my music off, which I'm just about to do. Go. There we go. And instead, all you and your characters can hear is the sounds of the rain, intense rain, and the sounds of distant waves. Where we're going to start the game is for everybody bar Nicholas is here. So if you recall, and it'll I'll just do a quick narration, Pete, if you don't mind. I usually call on you, Pete, but yeah, I'll just quickly zip through it. But please correct me if I'm wrong with anything. Nicholas, you had actually no, I won't. Pete, actually, you're the perfect person to do a quick summation. I'm sorry, I'm going to throw that back on you, just thinking about it. Where we're going to pick up with this, the remainder of the party, is everybody bar Nicholas. Actually, Pete, would you mind? I'm sorry, I changed my mind. Would you mind doing a quick synopsis, please, of what happened last time and where Nicholas left these characters?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
So last time we started with our midway through our epic battle with the dogs. We were in some ice. Yeah, they're really fearsome dogs. No wonder it was an epic battle. Basically, it took us a while to kill them. I think there was one more shot of electricity from above. I can't quite remember. There was a glimpse, yes, of our friend, the man with the flaming sword. There was a glimpse of someone on the cliff top, above where we were, a bit further down. We were concerned about there. We had an eye on that. And Tarquin did a fantastic jump up into a tree for a better vantage point, and I think he was the one who initially spotted the person on the cliff top. But yeah, eventually we dispatched the dogs. I don't think anyone was the worse for it. We quickly scouted the area, established that we couldn't actually sense any of the attackers anymore. We just came up with a plan for Nicholas to go and do a bit of a scout, invisible and flying, with a really useful spell that Grey cast, which is long fly, which meant he could fly for 7 hours. That's just such a useful spell. So off he went invisible and flying, made a loop around to the coast and went and investigated and got information about the entrance to the cliff tops, the outside cliff tops, as there's a wall running along the top of the cliffs, and the ledges and the access down to the beach, and managed to spot a few of our foes. 3 on the ledges, 1 on the cliff a little bit further along, but still on this side, and 1 person at the mouth of the cave. He did as much as he could a thorough check of the area of the clearing around in front of the gap in the wall. It was all flying, and he came back to the party and explained what he had found. After that, he offered to continue to do some exploring down the other end of the calling it beach. We're calling it a beach. We know it's not sand, it's rock, but down where the cave was, and he duly, after establishing where he was going to try and liaise with people, he flew off.
Perfect.
That sound about right?
That's spot on. Thank you, Pete. That's where we left it for this group. Then subsequently, Pete, you and I had a solo session, the adventures of Nicholas and what he discovered, and let's perhaps come to that a little bit later on. Any qualifying questions from the rest of the group before we start the game? Nope. Okay. Going once, going twice. Let's get going. So, well described by Pete. It's late in the day, 4 o'clock maybe, as a guesstimate. It's pouring with rain. There isn't a lot of wind. You can hear the rain absolutely bucketing down. You can hear the distant sounds of the waves breaking on the shore. Nicholas has just sketched out that image that you can see on screen, those blue images of roughly what he's just discovered, and has said, I'm going to go off and do a bit more reconnaissance. Gulp, wish me luck, and he's just hit it off. What does the party do now, please?
Tanya will volunteer to, I guess, lead away to where we think we're going. We're checking for traps, and I guess if we went single file, that would minimise the risk of anyone, if everyone just steps in her tracks, unless anyone else has another plan.
Sounds good.
Okay, great. What direction do you go?
Well, looking at the illustration, I think we probably take a really sort of rounded kind of, wouldn't go directly there, probably just go sort of around and aim for where we think the gap, to stand above where we think those people are, roughly from what Nicholas described. Have a crack at getting to that point of the wall where there's that there's the cliff sort of rises up, and aim for that. I mean, if so around the trees. I don't know if the trees actually do disappear as you go that way. If they do, it'll be pretty obvious where we want to go. If they don't, well, so be it. We're going to make a guesstimate according to what.
I guess looking at the screen, are you going left or right?
Left. So around the rock that way.
You're looking at the screen. You're going this direction. Yeah.
I assume we're facing the cliffs, right?
Yes, you are.
Yep.
So Neathel, etc., did her stalking mission around this side.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. No, that's true. She's already gone that way.
We're going to go right and around the cliff. And can I check, Pete, if we're walking in single file, which is a great idea, can we all perceive forward? So just in case whoever's in the lead misses the trap, someone behind them or behind them might be able to pick it up. So how careful can we be?
There's a certain point where we bog down the game if every single character is rolling for every single step that we take. If you guys give me, say, 2 people with the best detect traps rolls, someone in the front and someone, say, midway back in the group, make a couple of rolls. I think that's fair. Cool. So, staring at the screen, where are you off to, please?
Nah, screw it. We'll go the same way that Neathel went before. Neathel will go behind Tanya and give her instructions. She's actually slightly better at detecting traps, but so Neathel has some knowledge of where she's just been, as is Tanya to a certain degree. So she's going to retrace her steps.
Okay.
And she was aware of something she wasn't very happy about before.
Yes.
So she'll avoid that, and she'll go to where she bumped into the invisible man.
Got it. Cool. All right.
Just so I know, is detect traps better than general perception for detecting traps, and how do they differ?
It's specific, so yeah, it means you have some experience of how traps work.
That's it.
So
yeah. Otherwise, it's a half skill. It's half perception. Okay.
And I guess the rest of my characters would have bows where they have them, out and scanning for invisible man or anything for that matter.
Okay. Very good. Could I please get party order? Thank you. We've said Tanya and Neathel first. I'm just going to pop them here. Oops. Tanya, bang. Then followed by Neathel, bang. And then who's after that, please?
Oh, actually, I guess Severin, actually, and cancel the whole bow thing because he's going to need his shield. He'll be readying his deflections in case he needs it.
Okay. And after Severin?
So that means anyone behind will be covered.
This isn't next, but I'm happy for Leif to go last and Mithan to go second last.
Okay.
Or, no, other way around.
Okay, so Tarquin will go next with his bow ready to fire if anyone...
Okay, cool.
And he'll be looking up into the sky.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Gray's happy to go anywhere he needs to fit into the party, and he'll have his crossbow ready at the hilt.
Jada would probably like to sit somewhere in the middle.
Okay, we'll just pop Gray there. Jada in the middle. Cool. And next. Oh, there's a lot of you.
Karos go in the middle with her bow and arrow ready.
Okay. Just a warning, as I've mentioned, I know you are trying to keep arrow strings reasonably dry, but after a period of time, I might have to ask to see if your bowstrings end up completely slack, because it is bucketing down. Cool. After Keros, who's next?
Eskel's happy to go somewhere towards the rear, so you can have to go like Keros.
Okay. And after that?
Demos can go after Eskel.
Cool.
And he'd have his shield and spear ready.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, Eskel would just have his cutlass out, nothing else.
Done. Thank you. Etienne, Leif's going last, and Nathan second last, and then Etienne?
Sure.
Okay, great. Thank you. Excellent. That's the order that you're going. Other than the weapons that you've discussed or described, any other preparations, anything else I should be aware of?
Mithan and Leif, and they'd recommend anyone else at the back of the party would like to be doing constant perceptions to the back.
Understand. Yep, done.
Are you allowed to walk around having prepared to deliver a spell should someone appear? With a bow and arrow out, or is that not legit?
Preparing a spell is a 90% action, so you can move, but you'll be shuffling forward at 10% action.
Good.
Yep. Unless it's an instantaneous spell. Okay, that's the party order. What I would like, please, Neathanel, you to do is you went forwards around the sides some, call it, I don't know, half an hour ago, perhaps, maybe that. Could you please make an easy, so a plus 20 to this roll, a plus 20 masked memory check, just to see if you remember where you should step and where you shouldn't step. It's an easy roll, you get plus 20 to this roll. Give me a roll, please.
37.
37, that could be amazing. It could be less than amazing. Okay. You've got to beat 50, by the way. What's her memory, please?
That's 26.
It's 26 plus 20. Okay. So, based on Neathanel's description, you set off. Now, you'll recall I had some issues, Graham, when I took you through this map. So we're not going to do it completely accurately, and I'm certainly not going to try to move the counters at this stage because that was just a recipe for disaster. But yeah, just bear with me as a bit of narration. You move through the trees, and can I please ask for a perception roll from 2 people at the front and 2 people behind, please?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can roll the 2 at the front. Sorry, Chris, just to say that both Tanya will also be checking for traps, and Neathanel too, as best she can, but obviously she's not at the front.
Got it. Understood. Cool. Give me a roll, please.
Tanya rolled an 18.
Yep.
Neathanel rolled a 37.
Yeah, and I'm just...
Tanya's perception is plus 81.
Yep.
And whilst Neathanel's is 75.
Very good, both. Okay, cool. Okay, great, thank you. And whoever's doing perceptions elsewhere in the party, just 2 is what I'm after.
I did two at the back unless someone's hankering for it.
Yep.
Speak now. Then where is it? Then rolled a 12.
12, cool, thank you. Okay, and what's your bonus?
It's 83.
83. And the other one, please?
Leif rolled a 69, dudes.
Yep.
And his perception's 51.
51, lovely. Okay, none of those 4 characters, and obviously the rest of you are looking around, but just to keep it playable, guys, none of those 4 characters notice anything untoward. Tarquin, you're looking up in the sky, duly noted that. You continue heading the way through these kind of spindly pine trees. There's quite a lot of undergrowth, kind of bushes, kind of waist height and above. You make your way through, and Neathan, I mean, you were only here, as I say, half an hour ago, and you were being very, very meticulous with your steps. You get to a certain point. None of you, by the way, see anything untoward. You think you're fine. But you get to a certain point, and you just point out, you just whisper, Neathanel, over there. There's just something weird about the ground, maybe? Is there something... Yeah, just, you didn't get a good vibe from an area over there, and you skirt your way all the way around it. Others are peering in that direction, with a bit more investigation without seeing it. You notice that, some of you notice, with Neathanel's observation to kind of highlight it, some of the rest of you, with a bit kind of peering into underneath the foliage, there's some kind of tripwire kind of strung out, just a piece of relatively thin rope, and there's something kind of buried in the leaves off to one side. You all very cautiously skirt your way around and completely avoid that location. After a bit more walking, and I'm not sure if the map will allow me to do so. Oh yeah, maybe a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, about to there maybe. Kind of to here, Neathanel, and unfortunately I don't think I can lower it down without the map freaking out. You get to about here, and Neathanel, this is the point when you were creeping through the underbrush, and by the way, you have been following your footsteps where you think your footsteps were pretty accurately, and thus far no one's died, so you don't know if your memory served you well enough, but at least to this point no one's died, and everybody else behind is presumably doing that, as you've described. And you get to the point, Neathanel, where all of a sudden, and it really almost made your heart stop, this person just appeared in front of you, and he had a loaded crossbow pointed right at you, and he was less than 10 foot away. Like, he was right on top of you. You suspect that he couldn't see you properly, you couldn't see him, but at the last second he saw you before you saw him. In other words, the shimmering around your invisible form. And he took a shot at that shimmering. Miraculously, he missed, thank God. He then became invisible and flew up into the trees. You've now reached that point, so this is as far as you've gone, Neathanel. What now?
So Tanya's still in the lead,
Yes.
and both of them continue to check traps, but they're going to... Tanya's going to suggest she just creeps forward. She knows that it's going to open out. So she's just going to creep to the edge of what she thinks the clearing is going to be ahead of her, and she's going to do that silently.
Tanya is?
Yeah.
Cool.
She's at 1 point.
Yep, cool. Okay. So you've come to, you can see on camera. You've seen
with her bow.
Yep, with her bow. you can see on camera there's kind of rocks off to one side. You can't, maybe you could just make out through here where the cursor is. There's rocks on this side and rocks on this side. And she's going through quite a narrow bit of trees. That's the only the only way to go. I'd like 2 rolls, please. I'd like a perception or a detecting traps roll, and I'd like critically a stalking roll. She's not invisible, is she?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, you've got 2 rolls to make. Which one would you like to make first, please?
Traps.
Traps, done. Give me a roll.
4.
Sorry? 4? It could be amazing. It could be very good.
Let's hope so.
What's a bonus?
And her traps detecting is plus 45.
Okay.
Not amazing, but you know, better than a kick in the face.
Yep, sure thing.
And then her...
a sec. Just 1 second, please. Yep, cool. And yep, next one.
Stalking, 24.
20.
Which is plus, more impressive, 134.
Cool. Okay, so it is, you know, there's you're trying to stalk through a forest, which is hard because there are things to snap and all the rest of it. However, it is bucketing down with rain. She thinks she's certainly moving as well as she can without being seen. She doesn't, and she thinks she's being pretty damn quiet as well. But you know, it's obviously harder to walk through the undergrowth. Not
Chris. Chris, can I
hang on? I'm just going to continue for a second. Nathaniel, as you sorry, Tanya. As you walk forwards... Oh, sorry, Giles, was there something mission critical to what I'm describing?
No.
Okay. Any other I'll go around now. Any other preparations or anything else that I should be aware of? People are doing while Tanya's getting ahead.
Chris, what I was going to say is what Tarquin's looking for is Mr. Vanishing Guy who just appeared and disappeared. And the reason he's looking up is because that's where he goes.
Yep.
So, having probably seen him in his peripheral vision,
yep,
he'd be looking for distortions in the rain, and if he'd seen it, he'd fire an arrow at him.
Cool. All right.
And
you did
bearing in mind his range.
You did specifically say that. Yeah, give me a perception roll. That's kind of a different area of looking than the others did. You're right. Give me a roll, please. What was the roll, Charles? Hello?
Sorry, I'm getting too good at muting myself. The roll was 69 and his general perception is 90.
Cool, perfect, thank you. 69. Cool. So he is, Tarquin is absolutely scanning the skies, and thank you for reminding me that he was looking elsewhere. Scanning the skies, and he has been throughout that trip. He hasn't seen anything, and I'm assuming the others are. Everybody else is looking around as well. Anything else that people are doing while Tanya's heading ahead, please?
Severin's shield up, ready to cast deflections.
Cool. Okay.
Gray's just having a good sniff. Trying to see if he can sniff out any danger.
All right.
And if he can hold his shield and hold his crossbow at the same time. Like one arm crossbow, one arm shield, or do you need both arms? Because you probably need both to point it.
He can hold it. You can't fire it with a shield unless it's. I haven't actually thought about this.
No, he'll just hold the crossbow, but he'll also have a sniff.
Give me a roll for his sniffing.
Will do. Where is the... Okay. 41.
41, cool. It could be really good, it could be really bad. What's his perception?
37.
37, cool. Rotting leaves, salt, a lot of salt. You know, the sea is right next to you. But nothing untoward, nothing strange.
Okay. Where's the snuff?
It always worth the sniff. Neathanel, sorry, Tanya, God. Let's force a habit there. You are stepping forward, you are moving, you think pretty silently, pretty quietly, pretty unobserved, and you are checking every single move you make. But your checking's not good enough. And all of a sudden, just as your foot catches it, you've triggered something, and you know it instantaneously. Something is whipping around, hurtling towards you. You have an extremely hard maneuver. No, sorry, beg my pardon, I read that incorrectly. You have a sheer folly maneuver, all or nothing, based on your agility, to get out of the way.
All right. Just a standard roll.
Yep.
$84.
Sorry?
84.
84, cool.
Is this agility?
Yes.
Plus 35.
She's very agile. Thank you. 40% chance, Tanya. If you roll 40 or under, and that was a really good roll, your spidey senses manage to alert you at the very last second if you roll under 40.
58.
Sorry, 58?
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. But can you roll a spear attack on yourself? Plus 75.
20.
20? That's not a bad roll. Where is it? There we go. 20?
Yep.
Cool. And her DB is 17? Correct?
Quickness bonus 17. Armor minus 10. 7.
7. In an A slash. Roll the A crit on yourself, please. Hope for a low result.
$49.
Kind of a glancing shot. The point of what came hurtling towards you missed you. Very luckily, you just get a glancing shot. 2 hits.
Okay.
And must parry next round at -30. Not relevant. Also 12 hits. What was it? So right in front of you, well hidden, very, very well hidden, in the undergrowth, was this. Something similar to this. A lot bigger and a lot stronger. That there is designed to injure an animal. The equivalent was set up in the undergrowth for human height. You didn't actually get the full point on you. It was just a glancing or a grazing shot, Tanya. You were lucky. Again, actually, your characters have been very, very lucky of late, Graham, for a variety of reasons. Glancing shot, kind of just grazed you. Looking out where you are, however, you've got to the edge, and you can see the following. So you've come through these. It's going to play ball. No, it's not. I've gone the other way. I've gone the other way. I've gone the other way. There we go. You've come out, and you can see... Is it going to let... No, it's not. Okay. So you've come out of these bushes here. So the trap was here. Just as you came past this big rock. Came up here. And you can see in front of you... an open space, which is here. And the chance of there being traps in this open area without trees, you would think is unlikely. And then peering further ahead, just as Nicholas has described, is this kind of strange, well, not strange, this kind of gap in the rocks, and you can see it with logs over the top of it. Yeah. So she's on the edge of... Oops. Just gonna... Oh, dear. So she's just come out... Yeah. She's just on the edge. She's just on the edge here. What does she do?
I guess you'll perceive the hell out of the situation. And she's obviously interested in if there's, well, further traps, obviously, but people, any evidence that there's anybody around.
Oh, give me a roll, please.
Particularly any disturbance in the rain. 37.
37.
And that was plus 81.
Cool. And half of that for traps.
Can I roll for traps as well, or how does that work?
No, I'll take the same roll and apply that for traps. She's just having a look around. 37. Okay, cool. Where she is now, looking around, she can't see anything. She can see what looks to be perhaps bottles and other things dotted around here. Some other kind of objects here. But signs of people or anything else, and certainly any kind of weird shape-shifting in the rain, nothing.
Chris, can I... So Tarquin would lean forward at this point. Is this within 100 foot?
Is what, sorry?
Is this funny shelter, which I'm going to take to be what?
Well, you can't see it, Giles, because your character is currently back, unless you went forward.
Yeah,
I
thought we were walking in a pretty close single file.
I think...
So Tanya's gone ahead briefly, and she's just having a quick peek.
I'll wait then, sorry.
But Tanya would like to draw her, do a perception, a presence check on the area immediately in front, within, I think it's 50 foot, isn't it?
Okay, give me a roll, please.
$40.
40. It's... Oh, is it a spell she needs to prepare for?
It's on an object.
Yes, you still need to cast a spell as you normally cast. Is it an instantaneous spell?
The one Nicholas uses is.
Then it's the first level's standard first level spell.
I think. I think so. Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah. All right. She'll do that.
An instantaneous spell. Okay. Doesn't detect any. Oh, the spell goes off. Doesn't detect anybody.
Okay. So can she now see? Can she just see what you've shown me, or can she see round?
So she's standing here. So she yeah. So she snuck her way. The trap that she came across just now was here-ish. The rest of the party is a little bit behind. They're kind of back here-ish. She's on the edge there, and she can see past the single tree. And, open ground, and then down towards this kind of shelter area down here. I'll just zoom out a little bit. What would it be? Some 160 foot off. Still a wee way away.
Oh, right, okay. So she'll check for traps in the media so she can get a bit closer. I passed a couple of trees ahead.
So what up to here?
Yeah, and she's just to check that keeps her in cover, does it? Apart from what she's seeing ahead.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty fair representation of what's around. Yep.
Yeah.
So she's
So
moving to where, please?
Checking traps and moving forward so that she keeps cover under the trees. So she's kind of at the point at which it opens out a bit.
So here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And presencing everything.
Yep,
I mean,
Yep.
Sorry, perceiving.
Got it. Cool. Give me a roll.
$15.
Okay. And
Check traps was plus 45.
yeah, got it. So, I hate to say it, but yet again.
Oh, really?
Yep. Hard to see. Really, really, really hard to see. But here, the ground gives way beneath her feet. And she has slightly easier this time because her foot kind of touches on it, and just as her full weight goes on it, she kind of triggers. This is an extremely hard to avoid literally putting her foot in it. Again, an agility check.
72.
72. It's a good roll. Plus
35.
It's 35. Okay, better odds this time. A 60% chance of pulling her foot to safety. 60 or under and you're fine.
13.
13, you're fine. So, just as her foot went down, she just felt it go, the ground going away underneath her foot, and she pulled it out in the nick of time, and it was again one of these nasty suckers here. She managed to avoid it, but there's a hole down there. It's now very clearly visible.
Okay. She'll back up then and go back to the party and lead and beckon them up. Whisper the situation that she's triggered 2 traps to watch out for. Well, there's this one they can probably see.
Yep.
And she'll point out the hole. She'll urge them to be quiet. If she can't see it, she'll whisper to the first person what she can see.
Yep.
Based on the map, and pass it back, and then and just if anyone's got anything to say about what's next, then
cool. Yeah. Does anybody say or do anything moving up to this point here, walking in exact footsteps and getting up to about here? The trap that she triggered, the last one was here.
I can.
Yeah, go for it.
Go.
Yeah.
Go, Pete.
I was just going to say, at the planning stage, because we knew we were going to enter this clearing, Leif would have made a phantasm spell. He would have volunteered to do a phantasm spell at this point. Well, once it's got a range of 100 foot to try and clear the clearing out of people. So send it out there and see if anyone fires at it. He'll leave it up to people if that's a thing to do.
yeah, cool. Well, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's a 10 euro hold back, and go for it.
Yep. Pete, do you want to do that? Or Tarquin, does your action or anybody else's action supersede that?
I guess all Tarquin would want to know is, and he would ask, I can teleport myself 100 feet in any direction. If there's an easy flat spot where I can land myself and hide, I'm happy to do that. So if the group gets attacked, I can attack them from behind. So I'll offer that as a suggestion.
That's great. I think once we engage, I think we'll need that further down the track. That would be Tenya's suggestion, if you're asking. once we engage with people. But I mean, although you would be on your own, obviously, if you did that. But I mean, in terms of getting down the cliff or getting to a ledge, that's going to be amazing.
Okay, thank you. Tarquin's volunteered that information. Leif has indicated he's going to cast a phantasm. Anybody else doing, saying, acting in any way that I should be aware of?
Yeah, Jada is going to start preparing a spell.
Okay.
And I guess Haskell's opportunity action.
Yep. Very good. Yep. Thank you.
Yep, Grey would be opportunity action too.
Very good. Just a highlight, guys. When you say, sorry, I should have asked you, Anthony. When you say opportunity action, you need to tell me opportunity action. What does that mean? You hit someone with my sword, fire a bow. What does that mean? So, what does that mean for Askel? What does that mean for Grey?
Yeah, so Askel would be defensive. So if he realised someone was jumping at him, you had to just stand back out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
If he got wind of someone trying to fire an arrow at him, it would also be defensive as well, like sort of take cover, crouch down, move position, I guess, essentially.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you. And Grey?
Grey would use his crossbow, which is loaded, so he'd just shoot.
Done. Thank you. Very good. If no one else has anything, Leif,
So was that something, Graham?
Oh, just likewise, Tanya, just with the others, she's
cool.
got a bow and a
Yep.
bow.
With them too.
Awesome.
Cool. Excuse me. Where are we? So Leif would, just because he's the last one, he'd assume he can inch his way to the head of the group.
Yes, sure.
Yep. And he would be giving encouragement as he went, like smiles and quiet thumb, well, not quite thumbs up.
Ace!
But,
Are we having fun? Yeah! Cool. So
quite meaningful encouragement to each person. So, I mean, if Mithim wouldn't want to be touched, so he'd just leave her alone. But, you know, that's the sort of person he is. And once he's up, so, sorry, I missed the distance where the arrow is, or no, we just start with that.
So from here, that's about 100 foot. No, it's not. It's not actually. It's just that this map is a bit wonky. Call it that 100 foot there, perhaps.
And that's where we are at that gap.
Yes, here. You've moved up. You've
Awesome.
all moved up there.
Cool. So he'll be able to get his phantasm a wee way into that clearing to be seen, sort of thing.
Cool. Cast a spell, please.
Yep. So, yep. 4 rounds prep.
Yep.
55.
55. Thank you. Spell is successful. What happens? What do people see?
Who do we want? He will make it Neathanol. Sorry, but that's only because that's the person they might well have seen.
Okay.
So it will make it Neathanol. She is going to be very stealthy, and she is going to creep along beside the rock wall. She's going to be investigating the ground. She's going to be, taking it reasonably slow. Just obviously trying to hide herself.
Cool.
Too well.
Cool.
That sort of stuff.
Cool.
But how that works with her? Doesn't she use her stalker knife?
So this phantasm, this figure of Neathanol, creeps, but kind of creeps poorly, would be a fair description. Out, and this phantasm gets to here and does what?
Makes a target of herself. No.
Does a cartwheel, jumps up and down, starts...
She will not sort of stand there, but she will investigate the ground. With the range, she'll just go as far as her range allows her, and then she'll make her way into the shelter, if that's the range that allows.
Yep.
No, trying to be subtle, but
not that subtle. What's that phrase from Han Solo to Chewie? Fly casual, but don't look as though you're trying to fly casual.
That's the one.
She's trying to stalk casual, but she's trying not to those she's stalking casual. All right. So yeah, look, this phantasm goes out, and goes into this kind of strange lean-to, I guess. Nothing happens.
Cool. She will move it back out into the clearing, and then sort of give, and just sort of a what now look to Tanya. You know, if it's gone, it's 400 foot, so it's going to start to fade. Yeah, cool. She'll have it standing, you know, again, hiding but not quite hiding, so that when we approach, it might draw fire if there's any fire.
Okay, basically. Sure thing. Nothing happens.
So what do you think, guys? Are we all ready to move? Are we all willing to move up?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
Where's my cat?
Victory the cat was terrified of those dogs, and one of them in particular really seemed to dislike Victory. Victory is snuggling around your legs. Yep. Okay, what do you guys do?
Question for the party. Given Nicholas's sketch, and we want to probably disable the people on those paths, is your opinion that we should station someone shooting along the narrow ledge at them laterally and then also from above? Would that be an idea? Because you could use someone with the cover of the opening to shoot along there. And of course, if they miss the first one, there's a very good chance to hit the second one and likewise the third one with an arrow shot laterally. And obviously, if we put people up on the ridge above, there'd be a few different angles to fire at, if that makes sense. If indeed we can shoot over the lip, which hopefully we can.
Yeah. Yep.
How high is the lip, Chris? Can we tell?
Oh, we're not there yet.
You kind of are.
Are we?
Well, kind of.
Pretty close. Pretty close.
Hang on a sec. So if your characters are, hang on, here we go. That's a better way to do it. Oops, no. That's all of you. We'll just take all of you and we'll do this. And we'll do this. It's kind of, that's...
Okay.
It's pretty steep. Very steep.
Right, so we're going to have to get a climb up here if we want to shoot down. So we could send someone up to shoot down. And I think that's a good idea.
Well, judging by that, I don't think we'll get the angle down on them, will we? If it slopes away like that.
Well, we don't know what it's like on the other side. The problem is we'll divide the party, so it makes them easy for them to pick us off. So the real question is, do we bulldoze it, go in under the clearing and bulldoze our way down, or do we take a different approach, which has the risk of being picked off individually?
I don't think we can bulldoze, because if we go into the clearing and then go through the gap onto the ledge, there's a gap where the rope bridge used to be.
Yeah, I think I was only talking about using the entrance as cover and shooting. Not all.
My mistake. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think we'd all run out onto it, because obviously that we'd be in the same position as them, you know.
Yep.
It's just whether we can move along and just see if there is an opportunity to look down on those people on the ledge.
Pretty rocky and pretty difficult to climb.
We're missing 19 people, which might all be in the cave. But
has anybody got any ideas about dropping stuff off the cliff? Any spells that
like an ice wall?
What, an ice wall?
I can basically fall forever.
No, talking about dropping stuff on people.
Yeah, no.
Would Eros not fly and drop an ice wall on them? She dropped an ice wall on. Dropped an ice wall on that schoolmaster.
I didn't really, and the GM didn't get his architecture right. Just saying.
That's
But
not a bad
depending on
idea,
how
though.
close they are together, depending on how
Yeah.
close they are together, because the ice wall is only 10 foot
Yeah,
long.
it's a
so-
good idea. Well, it's a
but
good
then
idea.
but it's a 3 to 4 foot wide thing, and the ice wall's 2 foot at the base. They're going to have to make a manoeuvre to get out of the way and then not fall off.
Jim's
So
going to head to
Chris-
the loo. I'll give you guys a chance to have a chat. You can kind of see, in terms of the steepness or the otherwise, it's pretty steep. It's pretty sheer. This rock wall this way is pretty hard to climb.
How close are those 3 individuals to each other?
Well, we haven't seen them yet, but we don't know yet. But
And I'm afraid I didn't actually take express note of that, so that's my bad. I'm sorry.
But let's just say you knock the one out. If you drop the Scaros, if you're able to drop an ice wall on the you see the set 3 on the right one, then you'd block fire from the one that would leave 2 to the left that we could try and take out with arrows.
If we drop it on the leftmost one and put the ice wall at an angle, then the ice wall will block them being able to make it down to the beach, because it'll go across the ledge, and that's their exit from the ledge is to.
Oh, you think just ignore and fly down?
Sorry.
What you mean? Block them and then fly down and just ignore them?
Well, possibly. I mean, they probably will find a way down. They might have ropes, or they might be able to swing from that ledge to the zigzag path underneath their ledge, perhaps. But I don't know. I don't know. Other thoughts?
Haskell doesn't have any sort of dropping thing. He's got fog, or he can cast light and dark. So he could do dark, which could create a complete dark around them, which would confuse them. I mean, we wouldn't be able to see them. That's the only problem. It might not be that useful.
That's useful. Oh, I think it is.
Ray could drop some of those dogs on them if we have any of those dogs, if he can control them. Get them to jump down and bite them. Yeah. He can control them. Or any kind of animal.
Dead dogs.
Oh, they did? Oh.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, yeah.
Undead dogs. No, they're dead dogs.
I wonder if there are loose rocks. You try.
I can do an earth wall. An earth wall is 3 at the base and 1 at the top.
How many power points is that?
Only 7.
What size wall?
8.
Ice walls, it's only 1. It doesn't matter. I mean, or I can do a wood wall.
Will it make all the difference? We all know 1 power point can make all the difference. I reckon. How long is an earth wall? Oh, 10 by 10. Let's just double check.
You might get a couple of them.
Yeah.
And how far away do you have to be to cast it? There's actually a 80-foot gap. No, you're going to have to go from above, aren't you?
Okay, guys. GM is back, and a bit of narrative from myself. So, this is taking quite some time. Firstly, Tanya and Neathanol have been sneaking up carefully, cautiously, particularly the ground that Neathanol hasn't gone beforehand. But even to get to that point, you've been not quietly, because, hey, Etienne's in plate mail armor, clink, clink, clink. Askell's got his swords out, people are noisy. But you've been moving very cautiously in exactly the same footsteps. Demos turns to the next person behind and says, "Put your foot here, watch where I'm going." So it's been quite methodical to move up to this point. And it's taken a wee while. You've also noted the particular places where there have either been traps or things that have been suspect. I am deeply frustrated as a storyteller that for the 3 traps that have gone off, there have been no injuries thus far. I think that's terrible. So you've been very, very lucky. But you've been quite nervous going through, and you've taken your time. When you've got to this point, the apparition has gone out, Nicholas, to Leif, to do the circuit that you did, and basically in real time you've been having this conversation. And as a result, a fair bit of time, call it 20 or so minutes, has elapsed. 20, maybe 25 minutes has elapsed. And something suddenly happens. And I guess looking directly to camera and also to Nicholas, Nicholas and to our audience members who watched our last episodes, Recon and Raptor, which was Nicholas' solo session, we did end up in a slightly different place than we are now. But we did caveat at the end of that session saying that depending on what the rest of the party did, we would just act accordingly. So a couple of things happen. A number of you, all of you, let's say, are alerted suddenly up above you, and it's, I'm going to say, because we didn't play it out last time, and we're not, and for various other reasons, we're not going. For various reasons. All of a sudden, there is a noise from quite far above you, and it sounds roughly like. And there is a distant shriek, probably, maybe not, of pain. That sounds like Nicholas. And looking above you, up here, way up here, two figures appear. Your companion, Nicholas, far up in the sky, and indeed, not that, your old friends, this chap here. And a desperate race then ensues as Nicholas and his pursuer, who's behind him, start moving as rapidly as they can, flying 75 foot around each, down towards Earth. Nicholas is clearly aiming for where he said he would arrange to meet you. His foe behind, however, has either spotted you or is at least aware of your presence, and a good 400-500 foot away up in the air, in other words, well and truly out of bowshot range, kind of shakes his fist at a disappearing Nicholas as Nicholas is coming down rapidly down towards you, and then your adversary in the sky winks. Does he wink out of existence? Yeah, he does. With a 26. He's no longer visible. And in a moment, 30 or 40 seconds later, Nicholas, you appear slightly singed, landing right about here. You see your companions as you're about to land. So, gentle viewer and Nicholas, that was slightly different to the way it played out actually in the last session, but this is now canon. This is what happens. Nicholas, what do you do?
I'll say, King Bird.
Unless anybody was to stress this person definitely knew you were there. Seemed to know, well, he certainly didn't come close. He wasn't within bowshot range. I should have said, does anybody do anything else, however?
Nothing from Leif or Mathen.
Not if he's out of range, no. I think, no. So everyone will get his bow out.
Okay.
And while he's there, maybe get a length of rope out, just in case we need that.
Okay.
Yeah, Gray would just kind of train his bow where the guy last was, just in case he blinks back into existence.
Yep, sure thing.
Yeah, perception's all round with the Mathen and Leif.
Got it, for sure.
especially the sky.
Sure thing. Nicholas, you appear in front of your companions, slightly singed.
He'd look very distressed. He doesn't like being in that position, and he thought he was going to be reasonably safe, so he'll take support from anyone who's willing to offer it. Like to lean on them. I mean, he's not, he's okay, but just a little bit shaken. And then he would be happy to relay what he found. But I suppose he'll start by saying, sorry, I've given our position away.
I think Jada would put a big 6'7" frame around him and there. And ask if he needs any healing or anything very quickly.
He'll say he was extremely lucky, but thank you all the same. I mean, he lost 7 hits, so he's feeling a little bit down, but not anything major. If she'd like to, that'd be great. Just as part of that comfort, that'd be nice. So some healing would be great, but only if she thinks it's worth the power points.
Okay, yeah. Oh, he's disappeared. Are we in rounds still, Chris, or just general?
No, just general action. Yep, we're not into rounds.
Okay.
Yep.
I think Jada would probably just give him a little bit more there and just check out his wounds and just hold on to the power points for now.
Yep.
Nicholas would say, do we need to relocate because of me giving the position away? He doesn't think that we need to. He thinks we're okay for now. He would then go on to explain quickly what he saw, which was he flew around to the end of the bay. He went out into the bay and found where they're going to dock the ship, which is an odd piece of rock sticking out into the, further out on the far end of the bay. It sort of curves round and sort of extends into the ocean a little bit, and there's a very sheer rock there with some metal bits on it for tying the ship up to. He went and sneaked at water level up to as close as he dared to the cave mouth, with the whistling extending his range. He saw the cave mouth. He saw some sort of totemy pillar at the mouth of the cave, and there's barricade of crates and people manning this barricade. There was one person on watch outside that he could see, but he feels that they have certainly holed up inside this cave as their defensive strategy indicated from our personal interrogation. The longboats, which are tied up, are very sturdy, very large, and sort of very robust and heavy-duty longboats. That feels like not a lot of information for a long session, but there's a lot of perceptions and a lot of careful flying. But unfortunately, that fellow's hawk spotted him and marked him out, and he had to scarper back, and he was spotted at the last moment, unfortunately, by the guy, the flaming sword guy. I think that's about it. I'll try and recall anything else, but I won't check my notes. But yeah.
Or watch the episode.
Yeah.
So, what's Nicholas's advice then about tackling these people on the ledge?
He thinks we should drop an ice wall on them. I don't know. Fire, as we discussed, fire from the gap.
Sorry.
Oh, there's 4 of them. There is now, the thing about flying above the wall is there's the 3 on the ledge, and there's at least 1 other archer on the cliffs, probably for exactly that reason. Keeping an eye on anyone over the wall to attack them from above. That's his opinion. So,
when you mean on the you mean on
the relay? On the ledge stop, and it does zigzag down. Yeah, but further on from the ledge, there's still cliffs. Not sort of ledges, but that's right, Chris. It's sort of cliffy and a bit more rocky and sort of free, rather than a clean ledge.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that extends a good way down the rest of the beach?
Yeah, oh, the rock lip goes all the way down, pretty much most of the way down. Not all the way, but most of the way down. Actually, above the cave, Nicholas would remember, gets to about there, and then the rock lip.
We're on another view.
Oh, you are too. Thank you. Coming. So there's quite a high rock lip around here. Then it falls away, and then there's more kind of rocks above the cave, but not as sheer, not as high around here. More accessible, more flat.
So that flat bit there, could we access? You know the guy you're talking about, Nicholas, who's covering the cliff.
Yeah.
Could we get to him from there?
I think so. Yeah.
Because if we could get to him, we might be able to then assume a position to get to the others and cast ice walls and so forth.
And fire from either direction. Yeah. So but I bet there's more of them along the tops of those cliffs. Would be my guess.
All right. Well, shall we just truck along there and see what we find?
Can I just check again? Sorry. What is the primary objective here?
Kill everyone.
But is the primary objective to kill everyone, or is it to destroy the longboats?
The primary objective was for us to kill them, summon our ship, and start. I don't know how they were going to expect us to do this, but my understanding was that we were going to be loading all of the weapons, supplies, poisons, and all the stuff that's stashed in that cave onto our ship. Which we've got a device that would summon the ship with, would wave it in the sky like a bat signal. And so we were supposed to be doing that before their ship arrived. We were supposed to have done all of that. We were told that they think that they're going to take 4 days to load the stuff on using I don't know if that our thing's estimate was right. But yeah, so we were supposed to be basically stealing the weapons before they could get them.
If we can come down here where there is no lip, is there any way we can essentially hop off the edge of here and get into the cave this way, ignoring all of the people up? Because there are 5 people up here, there's going to be 13 people in the cave. If we can, I don't know if you can see my marker, but where we can see the screen, it seems to be about where the cave is. None of the lip problems. If we can ditch over the edge, I don't know what other people have, but I've got one of these strong ropes that goes down 200 yards. If there's a way of getting the rope down, I can jump down that far. Can we all just sneak down and kill people from behind? I mean, is it a viable proposition?
Would those people on the cliff be able to shoot us, though? That's the key thing, right?
They won't be looking in this direction. Presumably, they'll be looking towards...
Well, but I mean, once we start attacking the cave, will we... I guess the question for Nicholas is... Sorry, my assumption was if we did that and left them where they are, that they could rain stuff down on us.
If we were to go down, we'd need the 2 invisible people. You had 2 invisible people a while ago, up somewhere up in the air, ready to have a go at them. I just don't see how 12 of us are going to kill 20 of them just following their path. But
I think, I think probably we're looking at getting down either with rope or magical means, right?
So not on their path, yeah?
Not on the path. It's just whether we need to take out those 4 people to avoid being shot at as we go down, or
in terms of, to maybe help you, Nicholas, with this, the distance from here to there is about 300, 400 foot. So down to the cave, which was down here.
Right.
It's not. The cave is still some 300 foot away down this rock.
So a difficult bow shot.
I mean,
there's nothing stopping them from descending on their little path and coming along the beach, or moving along the tops of the cliffs and shooting down at us too. So I think your plan to check the tops of the cliffs is a good idea.
I reckon we better take them out first, personally, but unless anyone else disagrees.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I mean, but no, I mean, you know, if anyone thinks not, or what does everyone else think?
I think we should do it. We've still got the
I'd like to
phantasm.
take them out.
Yeah, still got the
Yep.
phantasm. Let him go out and take arrows first, and then archers and shock bolt or ice bolt people pop out and go hello.
So if and you're flying, so if you send this phantasm out along the cliff ahead, Tanya she's done really well detecting traps, you know, so I think she could continue to do that. It's gone well. And then the rest sort of trot behind, or she would just say screw the traps and just go for it.
I don't know if saying screw the traps is ever will work out.
Right, then in that case we'll need to just send Tanya and do her thing again with the phantasm out in front, and maybe Nicholas having a look while he's flying from the trees. How does that sound?
Sure thing. Yep.
And you've got your whistling still, have you?
Oh no, it ran out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Nicholas would want to resummon the whistling, please.
Oh, he's casting the spell again.
Yep.
Give me a roll.
4 rounds prep. 28.
Success. Just always keen to be as inclusive as I can. Other people that perhaps didn't volunteer thoughts. Any thoughts from anybody else? Just making sure that everybody has an opportunity to shine in the spotlight.
No, I think that's pretty good. If we need another phantasm, Grey also can make them too. Although I'm not too sure how many PowerPoints he has from last time. But if he does, that'd be good.
The only one that was cast was the long fly, I think. Am I right?
Did he put any dogs to sleep?
He tried. He tried and failed.
Oh,
sorry.
Do you have a sense?
I've got down that you've got 4.4 PowerPoints left.
Okay, 4.4.
Yeah, I don't know where the 0.4 came from, but what I wrote down.
I'll take it. Okay. Cool.
Precious PowerPoints. He's got 4 left.
Precious. Cool.
All right. Making sure that everybody's had a chance to speak. Nothing else from yourself, Giles, or Anthony, or Alex? Go on.
No, I think Jada's pretty good. She'll just be wanting to stay safe.
Okay.
She doesn't really have any attacking spells.
Okay. My understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, but Tanya, you're going to go out in front.
Well, I think whistling, I imagine, out front. Then the phantasm taking fire, hopefully. And then Tanya checking for traps. And then maybe Severin next with deflection spell ready to roll.
Okay, cool. Cool, all right.
Unless anyone feels any different or would like to go in front.
You can go.
Okay. You move cautiously forward. You make your way, all of you, in that order, with nothing being seen or spotted. Yeah, not yet. About to here. A little bit closer to this area here. This doesn't particularly accurately depict it, but there is a gap in the rock, as Nicholas described. Where's my little arrow? About there. And it goes out, and all you can see at that point is the beginning of a ledge that goes along in this direction. So there's a gap here. You imagine I do have another map, but I won't bring it up just yet. If you imagine where that join is, there is a gap. It would be maybe 6 or 7 foot wide, and then there's this lip that you can see that goes out onto this ledge, and then the ledge continues in that direction. You haven't gone out yet. Peering inside this kind of quite squalid little lean-to almost, there's a reasonably good roof made out of felled timber, and it's been reasonably well constructed, and it's not dry inside because it's absolutely bucketing with rain, but it's moderately dry. There are a few bones, quite a few bones actually. There are a couple of bottles, a couple of broken bottles. There's areas which look as though people have been sitting there. There's the remnants of a small fire you can make out. Other than that, you can't see anything else particularly. I'm assuming you're not going inside, but tell me otherwise if you are. Oh, okay. So, you make your way, onto about here, and you're confronted with both vegetation and quite a lot of rocks in this direction. You could, with quite some difficulty and a number of maneuver rolls, scramble your way over these rocks, but some of them look quite hard. Your choice if you wanted to, but they would be hard or very hard maneuvers to get over some quite very challenging terrain. Around to the left, you head back, or you see that the ground opens up a little, and there's still a reasonable amount of long grass and vegetation. Heads around, and that's probably about as far as you can see. So at this stage, characters have moved up to... Yeah.
Just an idea, but if Tanya borrowed Severin's spare broadsword, judging by the traps that she's just observed, does she think if she's sort of swung it ahead of her and whacked the ground with it in front of her, would that avoid the worst of the trap?
I mean, I'm assuming you are, as part of your investigation, you're kind of whacking the ground. The difficulty of spotting them would be lessened, but there's still a chance you may miss something.
Yeah, what I mean is because of the long object.
Yep, understand you're trying to locate things. It would potentially help, but there's still always a chance that you might miss something.
Well, I may as well do that if it's going to give me an advantage.
The other thing you do note is there is a very clear track, and it heads off in this direction. It looks invitingly pleasant to walk along.
And we used that all along. It's like such a pleasant track. You said, sorry, was it trap or track?
At this point, please...
That's the trapped track. Yeah.
At this point, please, can I ask for 2 people with high perception rolls to give me rolls, and Tanya, I'd like another perception roll and a tech chaps roll from you, please. So two people, please.
Who's got amazing?
That's Tarquin.
Yeah, Tarquin's extremely good.
And Mithan can go as well. I think she's got perhaps second highest. Is that all right?
Cool, go for it. So let's do the two perception rolls.
76 for Mithan.
76 could be really good, could be really bad. And what's her bonus, please?
Plus 83.
83, thank you. Cool. All right, and Tarquin, please. And with these rolls, you're looking up, you're looking down, you're looking at the ground, you're looking in the treetops, you're looking everywhere. Tarquin? Hello? Hello,
Sorry, my headphones just died.
Okay.
I'll just roll with the flow.
Someone want to roll for him, perhaps?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Pete.
Awesome. Oh, I'm doing a lot of rolling. Be nice for someone else, please.
Someone else feeling lucky for Tarquin? Someone? Anyone?
Sorry, I was just rolling 12.
12, thank you. 12,
good.
cool, thank you. Tarquin, what's your perception? It's 95, I think. Very high. We lost Giles?
Yeah, sorry, I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Okay, I will find Tarquin's perception. I'll try to find Tarquin's perception.
It's 90.
90, thank you, lovely. Yeah, Tarquin, you spot something. Over here, some distance off, up in the sky, you saw a shimmer going down. It's gone now, but you thought you saw something over here. Whether you did, whether you didn't, you're not sure. You thought you saw something, the rain hitting something maybe. You don't know, but something weird over in the sky up here, and it was up here and it moved down relatively rapidly.
Can I also just, sorry, and I should have said this before, point out that another thing to look for in the sky is a hawk. So when we do our perceptions, Nicholas would have recommended that we all spot some hawk.
Yeah. No, there's definitely a hawk.
What about Gray? How about hawk on hawk aerial battle?
Ooh. Yeah, actually, maybe we could do some hawk on hawk crime. Yeah, maybe. Well, actually, let me just check. Can Gray talk to old Wingy? What's his? He can talk one time to Hawkeye, so yeah, maybe he could have a little chat and tell Hawkeye to go for the throat.
I think that would help a lot.
Yep. He'd might be whistle for her to come down.
Is that too much to ask for? It's familiar. Take out half the guy's hit point.
Or maybe he could try and put the hawk to sleep.
You'd have to be quite close, wouldn't you?
I think it doesn't really say how close you have to be. You can do it from anywhere within 100 foot.
Oh, that's what I mean. Would you get within 100 foot though?
Maybe not. Maybe if Wingy could entice it down, he could then sleep it. But yeah, he'd give a little wave to Wingy.
Okay.
Come down.
Okay, dutifully, your hawk comes in and lands.
Okay.
Peregrine Falcon, correct?
Peregrine Falcon. Yeah.
What's the size difference? Okay, yeah, cool.
Yes, big.
Cool. Yeah, what do you do? Ningwen's landed beside you.
Ooh, they're very close. Hawks are between 18 to 30 inches. Falcons between 8 to 26 inches. That makes no sense. All right. So he would cast Talk, which I will roll now. 66.
66.
Yep.
Cool. That spell is successful.
You would say wingy. You kill other hawk. You go for other hawk. In sky, other fly bird. And he'd point to wherever the bird was.
Okay.
Kill bird, but be safe.
I fight.
You fight.
Okay.
If you get hurt, come back to me.
Okay. Peregrine falcons average around 2 pounds and stand up to 1.5 foot tall, with wingspan of about 3.5 foot.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand,
really fast.
Hawks, such as the red-tailed hawk, are usually up to 2 foot tall and are bigger. 3 pounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not as fast.
Okay.
Not as fast.
All right. Some hawk on hawk action.
Yeah.
Give me
Come on, Wingy. Come on, Wingy.
just give me a second here. Just give me 2
and
ticks.
he would attack. He'd attack from above too.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Which makes them faster. I actually think you'll find hawks are faster at falling than falcons.
I love it. We're suddenly all experts. No, I think that's the thing about the peregrine. It's the fastest bird.
It is the fastest bird.
In its dive. In its
That's
attack
right.
dive.
Yeah.
Okay. GM is just gonna.
Or you stirring, Giles.
All right. Keep chatting amongst yourselves for 2 ticks, and I'm just going to add in. I should have done this previously. New. Wingy. Wingy.
Can he take the cat up with him so he's safe?
Twilight. Okay. What have I got here? Yes. How about this? I have the stats for both a peregrine falcon and a hawk. And ooh, this is interesting. Give me a second. So I'm going to go exactly off the rule books here. Let me just put Wingy's details in. Got her hits. She's that level.
Did she have 3 death saves as well?
No. Sorry.
Damn it.
That was lucky. 60. Both birds are actually defined in my little rule book. 5. Just take me a second or two, guys. So just tick. Small claw. Okay, and 20 on her beak. Realistically, she ain't going to be using her beak very much. More aerial combat, Pete. Okay.
Oh, we love it. But they're supposed to do aerial combat, so...
True. Alright.
Not like Nicholas. He's not supposed to do aerial combat.
Okay. So... This is going to be the GM doing a bit of... Or do you order... No, you can roll 4, Wingy. There you go. That's probably the best way to go. And some bad things happen to Grey if something bad happens to Wingy, correct?
Yes. Let me see what happens to poor Grey.
This is worth the risk, is it? So if either party is killed, the surviving member will be at -30 for 1 week, then -20 for a week, then -10 for a week until the shock and grief will fade away.
Maybe this isn't worth it.
Hang on, the GM has just spent the last 5 minutes keying in the stats. I mean, come on.
I mean, he did say if she gets hurt at all, she has to come back to him.
Sure.
You know, she's going to come back. She has some of that cat magic rubbed off on her as well.
All right. So, ASIC. Just going to edit that a little bit and go home. All right. We are nearly ready for the dog-bird fight. Okay, so I'm going to narrate what happens, but I am going to ask you to roll for winging.
Okay.
So, circling above you, indeed, is, and you can conveniently see, in fact, in that image, is that bird that you can see.
It looks sick.
I think it's a perfectly fine specimen, and it's easily 600 or 700 foot above you, and it's circling in a pretty tight circle around you. Nicholas, you absolutely recognise this flight pattern, because this was the flight pattern that this thing was quite literally following you in, as you've been, hounded by this creature coming back to your companions. You see Wingy, and of course only Grey, you understand, because you can speak to Wingy once. How many power points did you were lost with that one, and how many is he on now is probably a better question.
I'm not too sure how many power points he's on now. Did he lose any last week?
He was on 4, I think we said, Mason.
Oh, sorry, 4. Yes, he was on 4. So he's used 3 of those.
Okay, so he's got 1 left. Cool.
1 left.
So his instructions were again, please.
To attack the bird from above.
Yep.
And if Wingy gets any kind of hurties.
Yep.
To come straight back to him.
Okay.
And be fast. Be fast.
Be fast. So the very last thing that Wingy says to you, perhaps Grey, very last thing that Wingy says to you forever, maybe.
Surely not.
Based on this combat, is I fly, I fight, I serve. And your beautiful bird launches herself off your arm. And she's quite crafty. She flies off to the left and goes up. And you actually lose sight of her. And you're all kind of peering up into the sky, waiting, in trepidation, what is going to happen. And suddenly, there is this bolt from the blue hurtling down at this hawk. And this hawk above you absolutely has its eyes fixated on you. No doubt about it. Well and truly out of bow range. Absolutely fixated on you. And all of a sudden, you just see this dot. And suddenly the dot is getting faster and faster and faster, and larger and larger and larger. And you realise what it is. It's Wingy, directly above the circling hawk. And this smaller, brave little bird rockets down, and it gets... she certainly gets the element of surprise, so you get a +20 on this roll. Make your attack for Wingy and make it good.
97!
Nice work, Wingy. Roll again, Wingy.
6.
Hey, not bad. If you needed to roll well, it's a good time to do it.
+20.
+20, yeah, for sure. Actually, +20 for that, and I'm also going to give you a back attack. So +20 for surprise, and facing, I'm going to give you a rear. That is a... So, Wingy, with a shriek, comes diving out of the sun and not there's much sun actually, but what pale amounts of sun there is, and just launches herself on silent wings, and you're all watching with bated breath as this tiny bird takes on quite, a relatively 30% larger bird than it, and rakes this opposing bird with her claws for a very solid 15 and a B puncture. Roll the B, please. Make it a good one.
83.
83. Ooh. Another 6 hits. And that is a terrible injury that Wingy just did. Came down, and this creature, this opposing bird, shrieks in pain and more surprised than anything else as Wingy's talons rake across its body. And another 6 hits to Wingy. And yeah, this bird lists badly and suddenly just drops, still flying, but clearly in a lot of trouble. And you can even see from the distance you are, and this bird flies off very, very wobbly. It's kind of jerking from side to side, and it flies off in this direction over here. Oops, it would if the GM. Whoops, so Daisy hadn't done that. So the combat's up here, or around here, where you guys are, and the bird starts flying off over here. Wingy circles again and launches itself at this clearly very, very badly, and you see there's kind of a gout of feathers, and you, even from this distance, perhaps some of the more keener eyes amongst you see a gout of blood come out of this bird. It's not happy. And Wingy comes in for the attack again. Roll again, please. This time the bird is desperately trying to circle, so it doesn't get positioning. Wingy doesn't get positioning or surprise, of course, but this creature is in bad shape. Roll again, please.
23.
23.
I think Wingy's gone for her eye this time.
Going for an eye. Unfortunately, glancing shot. I mean, these things are even as injured as this other bird is. It's still incredibly fast, like desperately trying to weave out of the way. However, not quite enough. Wingy just glances it for 1 hit points. And then 30 seconds. So that was the first 10 seconds with Wingy's attack. The second 20 seconds as this clearly badly injured bird starts flapping off in the direction of where Nicholas has said the cave was. And then in the final 30 seconds, as Wingy is coming up to come in for her third attack, suddenly the wings on this bird, mortally wounded bird, stop flapping, and you just see it fall like a stone out into the water of the bay, drops down over the lip of the cliff, and it's gone. And with a scream of triumph and delight, Wingy starts flapping her way back to you. How long does the communication spell last, please?
It lasts. Oh, sorry. Seem to close that. It lasts for. Where are you? Annual time, 1 minute per level, so 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Yep. So a couple of minutes to get up, literally 30 seconds for the fight, and then a couple of minutes to rejoin you. Yeah. Wingy comes down, blood on her claws, and if it's possible for a peregrine falcon to look self-satisfied and smug, you would think this is what a self-satisfied and smug-looking peregrine falcon looks like. I fight! I win! I am victor! Says Wingy.
Hey! Gray would say Gray would say, I am very proud.
I fight! I am brave bird. I fight!
And then he'd give her like a little treat, maybe.
Excellent. A dormouse nose or something.
Yeah.
There is no peregrine falcon. Sorry, there is no hawk in the sky anymore.
Good. Well done. Excellent. Brilliant work.
Victory would have to come up and, give it a little nudge and perhaps a little bow, a little lie down in front of the humble bird.
Wow.
How about that?
Excellent. What do you do now?
Should we continue?
Is the communication spell still going?
Yes. I don't know, how much longer do you think it would be?
Like another minute, maybe?
Do you think she should start taking out more of our adversaries?
Don't go in the cave.
No.
Nah, I think you did well there.
I think she's
really well.
She can go back to her roost on his shoulder.
Nice job.
If ever you needed an open-ended roll.
Yeah, for sure.
That was amazing. Nicholas will get the whistling to go over the cliff, please, and have a look. And
all right. Okay.
Sneak and peek, and he'll report. He'll narrate.
Yeah. What I'm going to do, I am going to, rather than just narrate. 100 foot actually. I'm not. 100 foot. Yeah, I'll say you're just able to get, well, you're able to get up, at least up and a little bit across, which would give you a vantage point to look down.
Cool.
So a distance of like 80 up, 20 across, and that allows you to peer down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off this this map, and I'm going to show everybody the other map just to get a better sense of it. Just give me 1 second, folks, while I do a bit of GM messing around. I'll be with you in a second. I would say that was some great aerial combat, Wingy.
Feeling good about it.
Okay. Okay. Just coming, guys. Okay. There we go. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. There we go. Find the characters, get the characters, pull the characters over. No. Oh dear, never mind. Right, great. Alright, so what I've done, just to make this a little bit more playable, is I have zoomed into this area and just enlarged it a bit. So this is this is what you see. And for simplicity's sake, I'm going to just show everybody, and Nicholas, you're relaying this back. So this is where your characters are. Wiggy has just fought aerial combat up here. The Wispling is here. And, for goodness sake, rises up, goes up over this area, and you can see on this map, that's the opening I was talking about. And the Wispling comes up over the lip, and there, sickeningly below you, is the gap. There's the ledge, Nicholas, that you'd seen previously, and there is this gap of some 50 foot across. There, still huddling in the rain, 2 people with bows, and there's a third person here. You're relaying this back, obviously.
Cool. Thank you. Any chance of him getting eyes on that one further on that he could see first time?
Give me a perception roll, please.
78. Oh god. I was so regretting Nicholas's perception. He did his little mission.
78. Oh yeah, roll again, please.
Oh dear. Plus 39.
39. Yep. And what's the roll?
Roll is 40.
40. 39. Okay. Nicholas, you don't see any sign of anybody else. Anybody else immediately here? You do make out further down this rock shelf at the very base of the water. Again, one figure, some 300 foot away, standing at the mouth of what you now know as the cave, and the boat's further out in this direction. Of anybody else, you or the Wispling can see no sign.
Did you just click on the map where he saw the person before?
Yes, it was about here.
There. Okay, thank you.
About there. Yeah. They're definitely not there now. From what at least from what he can see. The rock shelf, this is probably a better representation of it. It's steep. It's quite high. You can see it there. It's possible to climb, but it's hard. It would definitely be a challenging maneuver to climb it, and in this rain, doubly so, but it is climbable.
I reckon let's stick with the plan and move along and see if we can find this other guy. Maybe the Wispling could move along a bit, or see if we could locate him. Because there was a nice angle, wasn't there, on that other ledge further on to fire back at the people on the ledge?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan. If Tanya's got the plan, you can direct Nicholas and the Wispling. If that's
well, I reckon if you sent the Wispling on ahead around that rock and then along, and just see if you could see him, and then we'll follow along, I guess.
You're pretty much out of your range, Pete, so 100 foot is... That's 100, that's 140 foot there, so 100 foot is that.
Cool. Yeah, so out of his range, and Nicholas is now visible. He doesn't want to be going out. He's still flying, but he doesn't want to be going out. The front's visible. So if we're all going to move around, I think we should move down together. And Nicholas is happy to have the Wispling out in front of him as we move around. Would that work?
Yeah. Cool.
So
And
Nicholas
then
goes what?
our apparition out. Still there.
Third or yeah, oh, true. Oh well, that would have lapsed. So
Oh,
let's if everyone's okay with this, if Leif re-summons it and it can go out in front.
Well, let's just go. Should we, like with Tanya out in front, checking for traps, Severin behind with the shield up to cast deflection if there's an arrow fired, which will send it awry, and then maybe some bow people behind or something like that. How does that sound?
That's good.
Cool.
Well, Tanya's. Yeah.
Give me a detect traps roll, please.
Come on, Tanya. Get one at least. 3, hooray! Oh, it's master.
3?
Yeah.
Plus 45, minus... Swear to God, Graham, there's no vendetta here. It's just... it's just...
I don't think there's not much point in doing this.
No, it's just you've just been rolling badly. Oh, hang on. It's easier, maybe.
I'm slamming the floor with my broadsword, by the way.
Yeah, you are.
Moving around.
Yeah. That helped, but not enough. I'm really sorry. Crappy rolls. This actually would be a reasonable description of what you hear. And this time, you managed to avoid the last one. This time, please, to avoid is a sheer folly, again based on agility. Also, with only a 45 for detect traps is challenging, particularly when they're generally at negative 30 to spot. Give me a roll, please.
75.
75, that's a good roll. And agility is?
Plus 35.
Plus 35. Nice. You've rolled well to avoid them. Sheer folly, you have a 30 or under % chance to avoid whatever nastiness is in the long grass.
Close. 36.
36. Oh, you were close. Can you please roll a plus 85 bite attack on your feet? It's not a bite, but
46.
Again, I mean, you've been very, very lucky with your rolls. Okay. Coming. Coming. And the roll was a 46. 7 for DB. Yeah, this is a bit more severe. 25 in a C/. Roll the critical, and I need to get my extra special book on this one. It's a tearing, ripping critical. Roll the... this is all on your foot. Give
27.
Me 27, thank you. Another 5 hits. And... Tick. Sick. Cool. You're lucky. You're, again, very, very lucky. 5 hits, and you're at negative 15 for 3 rounds. She's on, by my reckoning, 54 hits. Chunk goes the trap. This is what it is. Different one this time. That nasty thing was lying in the grass waiting for you.
Just getting a bit comedic. So she's still got a spear. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, I mean, what else can we do? We've got to keep going, haven't we? So, do you think, Jada, do you think it'd be worth healing me now, or she's only got 55 hits, or get to where we're going on the assumption that she could just take another one?
I suggest Jada probably heals just in case.
Thank you.
Pretty badly lacerated foot.
Healer's recommendation.
Oh.
And maceration. To look. Cut repair. Hang on a sec. No, just trying to find the spell list. Spell law. Is it bleeding?
No, there's no bleeding. No need to stop bleeding. It's cut her. I mean, yeah. Diagnostic, is a thought.
Yeah, I could just do heal. Because lacerations are cuts, right?
Sure. Yep. She's just lost all the hits.
But she's not continuing to bleed, just cut.
No, correct.
Probably easy just to do yeah, heal level 7, 5 to 50 hits.
Okay, sure thing. Give me a roll.
Yeah, she did a 52.
12 successful. And how many hits back does Tanya get, please?
27.
27. 55, 27, 82. You're feeling miraculously a lot better, Tanya.
Thanks, Jada. Alright, stumble into the next one. Has anyone got any ideas about how else to avoid this just repeating myself, like me repeating myself? Any other ideas about how to cover this ground without doing this?
What about floating or levitating across it, or?
Well, we'd all have to, though, wouldn't we? That's the thing. I mean, has anyone got anything longer we could throw around? And
Actually, why doesn't Nicholas fly over it and drag something?
Oh yeah.
Well, he doesn't want to be out front. Why did I say that?
Can anybody like levitate anything or anything? Kind of push it.
What
about
this one's not massive enough.
100 feet. And there's no reason I can't take something with me when I go. It leaves everyone exposed.
You could have someone who's got spears, Demos, fly and then prodding the ground as they go ahead with their spear.
Would it snap the spear, what we've seen?
You suspect not.
And if Tanya was to do the same but with the spear knocking the ground,
yep,
would that give her a significant advantage?
Same. So she's trying to find an object in the ground she doesn't know is there. She's checking as rigorously as she can. She might miss something, and that's what's happened so far.
I know, but I mean, if what I'm saying is if she's hitting the ground in front of her, there's a chance she could set it off when she's not standing on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Does that not tally then?
I mean, she might miss a spot, or she didn't prod it correctly, or whatever. Yeah, it would help as it did with the broadsword, but it's not going to completely mitigate it. No.
No, but it would help, right? More than a broadsword.
About the same.
All right, keep going.
All right. Can I get 2 more perception rolls, and from people, and a detect traps, please.
41.
41 plus 45. Cool. Okay. And a couple of perceptions, please.
Mathan rolled a 6.
6. Thank you. Plus 83. Yep.
Gray rolled a roll of 13.
13. Yep. Cool. 91. Sorry.
Plus 37.
37. Cool. Okay. Happy to say, on this occasion, you make some good ground, and you actually manage to move quite a long way along. You don't see anything in the sky. You don't detect any other traps, either inadvertently or deliberately. And you're now some way out. The ground is a lot open and a lot clearer. The long grass that you were wading through is gone. And about here, you're getting to this point, and you just make out a rope. You've got to this stage, and it was actually Grey with that roll. You see in the just as you've moved kind of into the open here, there is a rope attached somewhere here, and you've just seen a figure on the rope slide down, and it's just gone out of your field of vision. Just gone out of your field of vision. This terrain, by the way, you've left back here, grass, undergrowth, etc. You are now in combination of rock, kind of soil, etc. Certainly not a lot of long grass. The occasional bush that you can see.
Chris, if just Gray can see this, do we need to wait for Gray to tell us that he's seen it?
You do.
Yeah, Gray tells them.
Okay.
He would definitely tell them as soon as he sees
the edge and instantaneously cast to try and do something to him? Or is that
rope, right? How far is the rope?
Hang on a sec. Gray, you've just been told that. Shall we go into rounds and people can decide what they do? Probably the fairest and the easiest and the best way to go. Nathanal, Gray has just informed you he's spotted somebody going over the edge, but you can just kind of make out you're probably a little bit further back. So, say back about here, and you've just spotted him kind of drop down out of sight. Down here. Nathanal, what are you doing?
How far away is the rope?
It would be in the realms of 200 foot away.
I mean, is that something I can run to without falling off the cliff?
You'd have to locate it first, like see where he's pointing, and it's the terrain is kind of like this. So you'd be running down here, and then the rope is off about here.
And how far was he travelling down the rope? Speed.
Gray, you thought reasonably rapidly.
Right, so I'm not going to be able to get there and cut it then. Whatever. I think she'll sneak to. No. Yeah, I think opportunity. She'll forego her turn and wait for someone else to act.
Okay.
She's keen to hear from Nicholas from the whistling in terms of whether we're at the right angle to shoot back at the people on the cliff.
Cool. Tanya, you're next.
She's got nothing to shoot, so again, yeah, she's interested in shooting the people on the ledge.
Gray, you've just spotted this. You've just told your companions. Action from yourself.
He'd probably just be getting his bow ready. If he sees someone else also trying to go down, he would shoot them.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So he's spotted the rope. He's got his bow trained on that area. Cool. Yep. Next up is Jadar.
I think she will be. Yeah, I think she'll start preparing a spell again.
Cool. Nicholas is next.
Thanks for that, Tanya. That's great. So yeah, he will send the whistling out over the cliff to try and get that to report on the angle if possible.
What's 100 foot? It's 30 foot. 100 is probably out about here. So, whoops. That person is not there. Yep, it comes out and is kind of hovering here, Pete.
Wanting to having a look back up the way we've come to see if we've got the angle from these cliff tops to shoot the ledge.
Sure thing. So I'm going to ask that it's moving this round, and I'll ask you to do a perception next round.
Gotcha. Yep.
Cool. Etienne, anything from you?
Draw a sword. May as well start preparing. No, he'll prepare. Start preparing.
Cool. Keros.
Yeah, draw a sword. Why not?
You're very, very faint there, Keros. Very quiet.
Sorry, I moved my microphone.
There you go.
Sorry. She still has her bow and arrow.
Yep.
She will hold that, but she will be ready to drop it and cast.
Leif.
Just holding position. Nothing from him.
Cool. Askell.
Yeah, just he's already got his cutlass out, so he's just holding it as well. Defensive.
Cool. Tarquin. Hello, Tarquin.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Sorry, I've had some trouble with my microphone and headset and stuff.
No problem.
So we're hundreds of feet away from the action, aren't we?
200 foot is the rope over here, yeah.
So does he have somewhere clear he can see that's about 100 foot in front of him?
He can't see anybody at the moment. You need a
He doesn't want to see anyone. He just wants to see a clear space.
a clear space. Sure.
Yeah.
So 100 foot is that's 100 foot there.
Okay, and where is the pathway down the cliff?
Behind you. Back. Yeah.
Back this way.
Back there.
And the person we've seen has disappeared in this direction.
You haven't seen it, but Gray has said he's seen someone come off, go down a rope about here.
Yeah, I believe him. Okay, I want to snap cast leaving 100 foot in that direction,
cool.
Pretty much to where your arrow was.
Cool. Make a roll.
The
What's the roll?
Ooh, 26.
It's not a 1 or a 2, which was your problem. Which would have been your problem. Oh, I selected Tarquin. Tarquin, you're now down here.
Thank you.
Oops, and I'd like you, please, Tarquin, to make a... Oops, that's... He's not hovering there, he's actually on the ground. I'd like you to make a 10% orientation roll. Something, basically his head's got scrambled and he's just suddenly leapt through the air. He kind of needs to recombobulate himself. Give me a roll, please.
44.
44, his perception is something really ridiculous, like 90.
Yeah, 90.
Yep, cool. 134, that's successful. Tarquin, you land, your wits are about you, you know where you are, you've got a sense of where you are, you've got 80% of your round left to act. Do you do anything else?
I guess I just knock my bow. I don't know how much of sorry, I don't know how much that takes. And anything that's left, I'll perceive with.
Sure, yeah, give me a roll. What was the roll?
Yay,
sorry?
6.
6. Don't forget it's mass, mate. It could be really good. Plus 90. Yeah, Tarquin, you hear above the sound of the rain and the waves shouting coming from down below. A number of voices.
Wow, the roll of 6.
Remember, it's masked, Giles. So the 6.
Of course. Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So the 6 could be amazing, or you could have rolled possibly really badly, but who knows? Anyway, Tarquin hears shouting. He hears human voices coming from down here. A number of them. Can't distinguish what's being. Can't distinguish what's being said, but there's definitely people shouting and maybe even the scraping of metal or something. Okay, that's Tarquin. Your turn. Next up is Mithan.
Chris, can I just check? I have no mechanism for communicating this information, do I?
You're 100 foot away. You could shout it if, well, no, I mean, perception is a 30% action. You could yell it if you wanted. You'd still have enough on your turn.
Okay, so I would yell.
Yep.
Risking giving my position away sounds back to the party as I fall away from my position, just in case. If I'm allowed to do that, and if I'm not, I'll just do nothing and be as small as I can.
Sorry, you're shouting and doing what was the second thing? I missed that.
I would shout back to the crew sounds so they know something's going on.
Yep.
And I would fall away, just fall away to be as inconspicuous as possible. You know, I'm not going to go very far, but it means if someone's around and wants to pot shot me, I won't be standing exactly where the sound came from. And if I'm not allowed to do that with enough movement I've got left, I'll just make myself as small as possible.
Okay. I mean, you could shout and duck into the bushes if you wanted.
Sorry, yeah, that's what I'll do.
Cool.
Yep.
Done. You guys hear Tarquin yell back that he's heard some sounds. Mithan, you're next.
Excuse me. Just watching the sky.
Cool.
Yep.
Demos.
I think he'll have his spear and shield out and do a perception roll and then just wait to be told what to do.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
$96.
Nice. Well, maybe nice. Plus, what's his perception?
Plus 50.
Doesn't see, hear, smell, taste anything. Shield's out. Red wants to stab something. Doesn't spot anything.
Oh.
Seven.
He'll get his bow out.
Yep.
Cool. It's
the end of that round. Next round. Initiative to see who goes next. Neathanel again. Anything?
I guess she'll. I guess jog and just run over to where Tarquin is. I guess.
Cool. Just give me your roll. Basically, I'm interested in a failure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're good.
94.
Yeah, yes, sweet. You head over and rejoin Tarquin. Next up, Jada. You've prepared one round.
Yep, prepare another round.
Cool. Keros.
I'm just going to hold.
Cool.
Thank you.
Life.
I'm going to wait for instructions. Just going to wait to see what everyone else does.
Cool. Tarquin.
I want to move towards the sound I heard, but I want to save enough ability to do stuff if I need to. So I think I heard sounds not very far away from me. Is that correct?
You're not floating above the ground, but neither is the ethanol. But some, I don't know. What's that? No, my range is out of whack here. I don't know. Some 60 foot away to the edge of the cliff, and down. You heard something.
So do we know how far down the cliff is?
Yep. Nicholas had said that
according to Nicholas's view.
Approximately between 80, 90, maybe 100 foot, something like that.
Well, I want to hit the edge of the cliff and not my short bow.
Okay. So you're moving. Okay. So you're walking up to the edge, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I think what's his base movement rate?
I'm going to be mindful of the fact there will be people down there who might take a pot shot at me, but where will I find my base movement rate? Here we go. 68. Does that sound right?
Yep. So 80 foot away. So you're about 20 foot away from the edge. So you get most of your way up. Probably get to about there. Whoops. So Daisy, we just lost you. Where'd he go?
I've been eaten.
You have
I've
been
eaten by the map.
You have been. There he goes.
You didn't tell me there was a map monster that would eat me.
Monsters everywhere, mate. Monsters everywhere. So he gets about 20 foot away from the edge. I'm not going to move the counter up because it looks like the map will eat you. Yep. Next round, he'll be able to get to the edge. There we go. Tanya.
Well, I think she'll creep towards the edge nearest her. I think she's got a rough idea that she has to go up on that rock, right? To the right of the screen.
I've got no idea what you're doing, so you tell me.
All right. Well, she'll delay her round till she hears from Nicholas, and her intention is to probably clamber up on the rock to the right of the screen.
Cool. Done. Thank you. Great.
Hello, sorry, I've kind of ducked out a little bit. I just had to go chase the dog.
No worries.
What's been happening?
People are moving up and checking
People are
things
moving
out.
up. Okay, Gray's definitely going to move on up too. I heard Tanya was clambering up somewhere. He'll clamber on after her.
Okay. So Tanya's currently waiting for direction, but Gray's going to head after her. Done. Askell.
Yes.
Askell will just probably be holding on the rest of the group, just waiting for any sort of notification to move.
Cool. Etienne?
Continues to cast. Prepare.
Cool. Severin?
He's going to delay his action until we hear what's going on from Nicholas.
Cool. And speaking of Nicholas, it is your turn, Nicholas.
So he's wanting to give people a description of what he can see looking back that way. Yep.
Okay. So 100 foot out. Is this map gonna play nice with me? Maybe not. Let's try this. Oh yeah, this might work. So party members are here. The Whistlings come directly out 100 foot and is kind of peering down the cliff this way. Is the distance actually going to work it out? Yeah. 95 foot away from where you guys are, looking back in the direction you've just come, is one person. They're kind of further down the path. They're kind of looking around. And then the other two are approximately 114 foot away.
So I think that Tanya's plan was, so he would pass that information on. In his opinion, that vantage, we'll be able to be fired at. But that rock dead in the middle of the screen with a sort of an angled top to it, was that where Tanya was going to go, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his opinion, is that's a good, that'll give us vantage. And he would describe where the three people are.
Okay. Tanya
and within the remaining movement, he would follow on in the footsteps of anyone else who's moving that way, because he intends to be a part of that action.
Okay. Okay. Tanya, Tanya and Gray, you've had your actions, but you were waiting, as were several others. You've been informed of that information. What are you doing, please?
So she would like to climb up onto that rock, the lowest point of the rock, in the nook of it, and keep low as she climbs up.
Okay.
Often taking a view to how hard that is, but you know.
Yep, sure thing. So I'm going to ask for 2 maneuvers, please. First one is, and they're both going to be climb maneuvers. The first one is a medium. It's, these are just, these aren't strictly accurate. It's not hugely challenging to get up, but definitely as she comes along the lip here, more challenging. That would be a hard maneuver, particularly in the rain. That'll be a hard move to climb, to get to a vantage point where she's looking back.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then she wouldn't. Could she not? She's
taking the best route possible.
Huh?
She's taken the best route possible, the least observable, all the rest of it. A medium first, followed by a hard.
All right.
So a medium this round.
Yeah. 71.
71, cool. And your climb?
13.
13. Yeah, she doesn't get all the way up this round. She gets about 60% of her way up on the rocks this round. but she's nearly up that first stage. And Grey doing likewise. E121, please.
Yes, he would. It's just being careful not to crowd Tanya.
Sure, you're giving each other enough space for sure.
Yep. 17.
17 plus what's his climb?
His climb plus, and then there's 88 for the next roll. His climb. I've accidentally closed it. Sorry, bear with me. Where is climb? Climbing is plus 50.
50. Okay, cool. Yeah. Exactly. Oh no, a little bit less than Tanya. Yeah, it's just a bit slippery. Very slippery in this pouring rain. Just kind of scrambles his way up, but it doesn't make. Yeah, it gets about halfway up. So it's still another 40% for Tanya to get up on this first stage, and Grey another 50% to get up.
Mm-hmm. You do need Tanya's plus, by the way. I don't think I gave it to you.
What's that, sorry?
You do need her plus for climbing. I didn't give it to you. You've got a record of that, haven't you?
You gave it to me. You said plus 15.
Oh, that was my second roll. Sorry. It's plus 83.
Oh, that makes quite a difference. No, we're doing... You can only do one maneuver around, so we're doing the first... Sorry, I wasn't clear. There were 2 maneuvers required. A medium maneuver for this round, and then followed by another one. So, in that case, with an 83, an amazing climb bonus, Tanya would have been up successfully. So she's managed to make the first of those medium maneuvers.
Okay.
That medium maneuver. Great. Mithun.
Mithun will follow on.
Okay. It is getting, to Gray's point, it is getting a little bit crowded. You'll probably have to wait a round or so for the path to clear.
Sure. Happy to.
Cool. But you're at the base, ready to start climbing. Demos.
He will, I guess, wait with the rest of the party for the minute, and just keeping an eye out of something, and be prepared to block or strike if needed.
Cool. Duly noted. Thank you. We did have a number of people on held actions. Anybody that was holding this round, Etienne, Severin, anybody else? Actions this round, please. That I should be aware of.
Chris, so I'm away from everyone else, and I know someone's with me, but I can't remember who. Yep. I just want to perceive. So I want to move towards there. As close as I can get to the edge, so I can perceive.
You have acted this round, so you're
Okay,
that's all right. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. No, I'm asking for characters that haven't acted this round, that were holding or waiting. If anybody else is doing anything. So remaining back here is currently Leif, Jadar, Keros, Askell, Demos, and Etienne, and Severin. Somewhere.
Leif would want to check that what everyone else is doing. So he'd sort of wait until everyone else has acted, but his action is going to... sorry, I'll do that. I'll wait until... because he doesn't want to leave anyone by themselves.
Okay.
He's intending to move up with the climbing people, but he won't be climbing.
Okay. Any other actions from Keros or Etienne, Severin?
Likewise, Etienne, he'll just keep the party together. He won't be climbing. There's no missile weapon, so he'll just keep his sword out, keep murmuring his prep, shuffle over, and just see what transpires.
Okay, so the general sense is people are moving in this direction? Or staying there, or what's Askell doing?
Yeah, he'd just be going with the huddle of the group, as if we were fortunately moving across. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm asking. You are moving... Okay, you are moving across. Cool.
Yeah, just going with the group.
Yep, cool. Done. Cool. Alright. That is the end of the rounds. and it's 7 minutes past 10. I'm good to play on until 10:30. I can also leave it there. What do people want to do?
I might head off, Chris.
Sure thing.
But happy if you play on for anyone to do whatever with Keros.
It's only one more round, Chris? I'm happy to do another round.
Yeah? Going once? Another round?
Sure.
I'm gonna head off. I need to head off too, but so someone can play Demos. Do as you need.
Nice one. Sorry, not a scintillating session for you. I'm sorry, Mason.
No, that is so fun. I love listening and just absorbing. It's yeah, I love it. It's
Cool.
great.
Cool. And just again to what we were discussing again off camera. Just congratulations, and it was just yeah, very cool.
Thanks.
Cool.
Cool. All right.
All
Night,
right.
everyone.
Good night.
Night, Alex.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, I'll drop out as well.
Okay.
Got a longer day tomorrow.
Okay. Play one more round. If absolutely crushingly necessary, we'll make a call for Askell. If you're a joint call for Askell.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay.
Jada.
And Jada.
Thanks,
Yes.
Anthony.
Thanks, Anthony. Next week,
All right, guys.
gaming next week. See you.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
That is the end of the rounds. Initiative. Bang, 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 and oops. First off, yet again, is Neathanol. Neathanol, you are over here. You've seen this very strange man, Tarquin, who seems to like slicing people's throats. He's about 20 foot away from the edge of the cliff.
She's going to creep round to where she thinks the rope is, stalking and hiding.
Okay. Cool. Can you give me a stalk roll, please?
'57.
57, cool. And what's her stalk?
Plus 115.
5. Lovely. Cool. Right. So she moves around here. And yep, she gets to about here. Very good. I am gonna oh no, we're gonna get to Tarquin. Keros, no actions for her. Better say holding her spells, holding her bow, etc. Great. You had another 50 foot to scramble. Another 50. Yeah, another half to get up again. Give me a roll, please, if you're continuing climbing.
Yep. He's going to cross his fingers and he rolls 50.
50, right in the middle.
Yep. Right in the middle.
What was his bonus, please?
His bonus, I think, was also 50. Let me just check. Yes. 50. Plus 50.
Yeah, yeah. Call it, you're there. You scramble up, and you join Tanya on that. Really quite slippery, and particularly the fact that you've got a bow in your hand, and it's pretty cumbersome. That's not helping things as well. But yes, you're now up standing next to Tanya. That first little bit.
Nice.
Jada, I think she was continuing to prepare, so that will be 3 rounds for her. She's taken her time to walk up. It's probably a combination of her walking because she was preparing and walking. Askell, probably much the same. Nicholas.
Nicholas is wanting to get into range of striking distance with the whistling. So he's still flying. He'd like to stay behind the rocks and well out of sight, but he'd like to end up being 100 foot away from those 2 people.
Okay. Okay, so
from those people, where's 100 foot? Is the
got it.
question.
Yep, done. Hang on a sec. It's about 100
Oh, is
foot.
that true? Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Oh, he's already there then. He's well and truly there already, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll just move. So long as he's still out of sight, he'll just move up to about just
Yeah.
where you're. Yeah, there-ish. Oh no, he won't. Actually, he still wants to remain inside of the people. We see where that black line goes onto the rock, further down and to the right. Up, directly up from there, and that. Sorry, yeah, down, directly down. Yeah, there-ish. That gives him that he's still hidden from them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, he'll go there, so he's still inside of the party. He's flying, so he's not going to be setting off traps. Yeah. So and he'll sit there and wait. He will begin attacking with whistling those people when the archers attack.
Okay. So he's moving the whistling up for a start. Is that
Yes,
right?
correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. They are, by the way, absolutely looking around, as you may well expect.
I suppose fair to say he'd want to keep the whistling out of sight until he needs to attack with it, just to avoid risk.
What's out of sight, Pete?
Oh, on the top of the cliff.
So, what, along?
Just over.
Along here.
Yeah, exactly so.
Okay. Okay. Cool. All
I
right.
mean, it is small, but it is in the rain, and he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to give them away again.
Yep. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, Nicholas is here. He's moving his little drone here, basically.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Thank you. Your next round. But he's moving the whistling this round. Anything else from Etienne I need to know?
No, not at the moment. He's still preparing.
Cool. Leif?
Leif is going to prepare, and he'll sort of whisper. He'll whisper up. He's going to do a phantasm to try and draw bow fire. He will do a phantasm up. He's intending to do a phantasm up on the rocks to try and draw bow fire once they start shooting.
Yeah. Cool.
So he'd whisper that to Mathan. Blah blah blah. There we go. Yep.
Give me an action this round, Chris.
Sorry. What's that?
Would you give me an action this round?
No, haven't got to yet. Tanya.
So I think she's gonna just say to. I mean, she's rather than just sticking her head above the parapet, she's gonna say to Nicholas, tell me when I should rise up. I mean, she's at the point where she thinks she can stand up and fire. Is that correct?
No. If you remember, she needed
another one.
She needed to make. So she made a medium maneuver. She needs to make a hard maneuver.
All right, climb then.
Yes.
52.
2. Cool. And her bonus for climbing, please. Was something very good.
It was 83. 83.
Cool. 135. Yeah, that's enough. So it's hard, really hard, with carrying a bow in one hand and the pouring rain. But Tanya, with Grey quite close on her heels, gets up this first reasonably easy bit, and then gets to a point. She's kind of, if you can see the cursor here, and she's just peeking over the edge of this lip. Now these people are looking around. She just peers over it just as this guy here turns back this direction, but they are clearly looking around. But she's now, with this guy's back to her, not some 62 feet away. It was something like 80 foot away, I can tell you, next round.
All right, we shall keep out of sight and prepare to pop up and shoot next time.
Done. Cool. Next, Demos is probably still staying put. Anything for Severin?
Yeah, he's going to run back to the other entrance.
Yep.
And take his bow with him.
Okay, just before I do that, I just want to double check something. Tarquin, just can you tell me, please, your quickness? I just want to double check because your character is reasonably new. Put in the right information. Your quickness is 13 plus 13, correct? might be able to beat you to it. Quickness. Yes, defensive bonus plus 13 because of your armor. No, that is correct. I was just interested with your comment. Have you got to me yet, Tarquin? And you've got plus 13 on your roll. Severin, you want to do what, please?
Run back the way we came exactly to that cut to the other entrance to the path.
Okay, sure.
Maybe suggest if anyone else wants to come with him, with an idea of like shooting laterally as Tanya shoots the other way, you know.
Okay, so that's some. I don't know. By the time you go there, probably about 250 foot.
All right.
So he won't be able to, depending on what speed he's going. What speed is
Well,
it?
he'll run. He'll run.
Okay, double. Give me a roll, please.
$34.
34. Movement and armor skill, please.
Is minus 12.
Minus 12, cool. It's an easy maneuver. So he's running double.
So 110.
110, yep. But he gets 70% of that, divided by 100 times 70. So he runs about 77 feet this round.
Alright.
He's got about 173 foot to go.
Alright.
Cool. Next up is Mifan.
She just, sorry, I can't do the maths. Who else is there that's an archer? Can anyone?
Well, I'm around and I'm an archer, but I think I'm about 80 feet away from the edge.
You're in a different part of the cliff. But, so sorry, that's Mithan. There is Gray, and Gray's going to be is already on the rock.
Great.
Yeah, no, Mithan will join Severin. She'll take him up on his offer.
Okay, give me a roll, please.
Uh, 35.
35. Moving an armor, please.
27.
Bonus.
Agility, right?
Um,
she's got no minuses because of her letter.
Oh, okay, yeah. So agility, yeah, sure.
27.
So 35 plus 27. Okay. So you're faster, definitely faster than Severin. Yeah. Are you keeping pace with him, or are you going in front of him?
Oh, keeping pace with him. She only moves 65 foot per round, though.
Okay, cool. So Severin and Mithan are about 170 foot off the destination.
Awesome.
Cool. And then next up is Tarquin, finally.
So can I just check who is around me of my colleagues?
No one at the moment. You're all by yourself.
Yeah, okay, so I want to go to the cliff edge.
Yep.
And saving as much of my around as I can. So if there's a target, I want to fire at them.
Got it.
Even if it's a snap.
Okay, understood. However, I am going to ask for the terrain that you're crossing. I know on the map probably looks about as severe. I would like you to make a maneuver roll just to come over these rather slippery rocks to position yourself kind of about here, please. And that will take up, your round this round. That last 20 foot. I should have told you that before you started moving up, Giles. Sorry. I just couldn't see from the other angle. It's a medium maneuver. . Hello? Hello, Giles.
Right, it's 66.
66. Cool. And what's your climb, please?
What's my what, sorry?
Climbing. Your climbing skill. Scramble up these rocks to get the vantage point that you're wanting.
Oh, I don't know. I may not have a climbing skill.
Oh.
I don't think I do. I don't have a climbing skill as one of my things. No.
Oh dear. Okay.
I didn't know there was climbing involved. To be perfectly
Yeah,
honest.
no, you didn't. And so my issue was, Giles, I was looking this way on the map, and I hadn't quite appreciated how steep that was. Kind of a bit unfair of me, because you said you were... Yeah. Told me your destination, and I didn't tell you whether you needed to do a maneuver, which isn't fair, because you might have chosen to have done something else. I am going to say, I think try to be fair and equitable, that you make it to the cliff edge.
Thanks.
Yeah, well, just trying to balance that up. Yeah, with both Tanya and...
I definitely would have done something different if I'd known I needed time and I don't.
Yep. And I didn't tell you. Okay, cool. So you get to here. You can see from where you are. Move up a little. Oh, I don't think. No, the map's not going to let me. You move up to the very edge, which is here-ish. You can see the rope that was described to you by your companion Gray, basically coming down here. It's tied into some bushes here, and it goes over the edge. In terms of what you can see from there, give me a perception roll, please.
You're on mute again, Giles.
4 screens, 56.
56.
56.
6, that's master, of course. And your perception's something ridiculous like 90.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Peering over the edge, Giles, you see a man, and he looks like this. Not that.
Wow, that's a mean-looking dude.
Yep. Looks like this. And he is about approximately 20 foot off the ground, sliding down the rope. Hand over hand over hand. It's kind of sliding up,
So
coming down.
he's on the rope, he's not
He
in
has
the air.
He's what, sorry?
He's on a rope, he's not in the air.
Yes, there's a rope at your feet that he's attached to, and he's coming down the rope. He's got maybe 15, 20 foot before he's on solid rock beneath his feet.
I want to cut the rope as fast as I can. I want to cut the rope.
Okay, it is a thick rope. Would you be able to cut it? Well, you're currently... So you've moved 20 foot, so that's 20% of your action to get up to the cliff edge. You've done a perception roll. You didn't say otherwise, so that's a 50%. That's a 30% action. So you got 50% left. Your choices are as follows. You could. Your choices are as follows. You can. I'm sorry. Is that?
Yeah. I'm listening, Chris. Sorry, I don't know my choices. Tell me.
Yep. So with 50% of your actions left, you can either loose the bow that's in your hand, or you can drop your bow for a 0 action, draw a blade of some kind or other and make an attempt to start to cut the rope this round. Maybe if you roll particularly well, you might be able to cut the rope this round, but it's more likely going to be taking 1 or 2 rounds to do so.
Yeah, so can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, my short bow is good, I think, so plus 70. Right, so my best cut is my short sword, which is 72. And thinking of having to loose my bow, the sensible thing to do seems to be to loose my arrow. So what I want to do is play natural for Tarquin.
Yep.
And natural for Tarquin would seem to be to loose an arrow into him unless he's got a helmet or something that makes the target incredibly small. And if that's the case, I want to loose an arrow and try and hit him.
No harm up.
Yeah, so he seems to have nothing.
Cool.
I want to loose an arrow. I want to hit him in the neck. That's what I want to do.
Give me a roll.
Okay.
Now you'll get some bonuses because you're directly above him. Give me a roll.
Exclamation mark. B100. There we go, 94.
Hey.
Nice.
It's a good roll.
Pretty nice. That's
Nice.
pretty sweet, man.
That's brilliant.
It doesn't really get any kind of real DB other than perhaps the swaying of the rope. 70 for the shot. That is a brutal shot. That is a brutal shot. In fact, we've even got a.
So far, all I've done is miss when I try and kill people. So a brutal shot would be nice, from a character perspective.
And you get, you definitely get a bonus because of the facing. So that does more than maximum hits. So just a second. 184 minus 150 divided by. It's a short bow, you said?
Yeah, short bow.
Yep. There's no penalty for range because it's under 100 foot that you're firing. Just come in. What's he wearing? He's wearing 12. Okay. You do him. Uh, 21 hits in an E puncture, and you might do him an additional critical, Giles. You do him an E critical and an A critical. Your very first E, your very first A. This is a bucket load of experience. Roll the E first and hope for a high number. Give me a roll.
So what do I do?
Just roll.
Roll a 94 again.
Yeah.
Roll massive.
Yeah, huge. Bigger than a 94.
Ideally.
Yeah.
No, no.
What's the roll?
No.
Missed the R. Oh no. It's, yeah, you've got... You on the phone by any chance?
You've got the R and the exclamation mark around the wrong way.
And the R should be a D.
Oh, yeah. 1D. Also that.
No, exclamation R, space D, 100.
Oh, I hate this.
Copy Nicholas. This is a big drum roll.
Wow, it's so much.
Hey,
So
40.
much.
What was the roll?
40.
What was the roll?
40.
I can't hear that.
40.
40, thank you. 40. Thank
Yep.
you. Thigh strike. Hits him for another 2 hits, and he screams in pain. He's bleeding. You hit him pretty hard. You also get another critical on him. So don't roll that just yet, please. And just coming in a second. Can you roll your A critical and hope for a very high result, please?
No, exclamation mark.
Lowercase D.
E100.
Lowercase D, I think it needs.
Well, I'm going to say 6,000. It's really 46.
46.
Aqua needs a typing skill.
Another 2 hits, and he's not in great shape. I'm going to say, particularly with the severity of the first hit, I'm going to say he's got to make a hard maneuver based on his agility to hold on to the rope. Otherwise, the pain and the shock of that arrow hitting him forces him to fall the 20 foot up that he was. GM's going to roll. This is his, I said a hard maneuver, I think. Exclamation mark R space D100. You're also 99. Exclamation mark.
I should roll for him, Mike. I don't think you should roll for him.
100.
I think there's a character problem here.
120, all or nothing roll, plus his agility of that. He gets that result on a hard 100%. He manages to hang onto the rope. He's 20 foot up. But that.
Can I fall onto the rope and knock him off it?
If you want to jump, yeah, sure. Go for it. That is your action this round.
Thank you.
And that is the end of the round, and I'm going to call it there for the end of the session, guys. But I would say before I do, that was some sweet shooting.
That's so good.
Shooting by Tarquin there.
Sorry. I was just saying, it's so frustrating when the crits don't follow through after a great attack, and you're like, man.
Yes.
So I'll get this right. We've still got a bunch of them to kill, but Chris wants us to do it one by one. Is that right?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
So, with all due respect, Chris.
So Tanya in position, Grey creeping up, Whispling in position, Tarquin's just drawn first blood, and Severin and Mithana jogging off to the entrance.
Yeah, so that looks like the position to me. So it's nice. One of the things I find difficult is keeping it topographically oriented in my head. So I just want to make sure my view in my head represents reality. That's what you guys think. Yep.
There we go.
Oh, well, or fantasy, as the case may be.
Or fantasy.
This is reality.
Fantasy, schmantasy.
Okay.